guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card, we are going to be finding out what your life is going to look like in 1 year from now. This is a timeless reading, so we are counting 1 year from the date that you stumbled upon this video, not the date that it was posted. We're going to be figuring out the significant changes, significant blessings, as well as some challenges that you might be facing in a year from now. Some of you guys might know that I tend to break up this kind of reading into different life areas, but today I kind of felt called to keep it more open. So just shuffle the cards, let them come out, and if it's something that needs to be brought to your attention, it will be brought to your attention. So we're just going to leave it to spirit what you need to know about your life in 1 year. So there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For group number 1, we have this Snowflake Obsidian. Group number 2 is Pyrite. Group number 3 is Rose Quartz. And group number 4 is Muscovite with Lepidolite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Snowflake Obsidian, this is going to be a reading all about your life in 1 year from now. So I want to start off this reading by rolling the astro dice, and we're actually going to roll these one at a time to see the biggest change, the biggest blessing, and the biggest challenge that will be in your life in 1 year. So we're going to start by seeing the biggest change for you guys. Okay, so group number 1, for your biggest change, we have the number 3. This would be representing the 3rd house in astrology. This is an energy that makes me think of, or this is like the meaning of it, your immediate surroundings. So the places you go from day to day, the people you talk to from day to day, the activities that you carry out. It's like, yeah, your immediate surroundings. Some of you guys might be moving to another neighborhood, or you might be switching up your place of work or study. And it seems like the people with whom you're interacting and the people you're communicating with on a day-to-day basis are going to be quite different from who is in your life right now, which means that you'll have different influences around you. Maybe there will be different aspects of your personality that are really coming out and blossoming as a result of these new environments, these new influences. The 3rd house also makes me think of communication, so things like writing, things like media. You guys might be going through a huge change in terms of for example, the books that you like to read, the movies that you like to watch. You could be discovering like a new favorite musician and you're listening to their music all the time. Some of you guys might be getting into journaling, getting into writing, or getting back into writing, just being more vocal, being more expressive as well. You could also be learning or mastering another language in a year from now, because that kind of falls into communication as well. Okay, I want to use this one next. And let's see what your biggest blessing is going to be in a year from now. And we have, this is the, oh my gosh, is that the North Node? I think that is. For some reason, I'm getting them mixed up right now, but I'm like 99% sure that this is the North Node. So this has to do with your purpose, your calling, the direction that your soul is being pulled towards. Maybe some of you guys have a calling in writing or in communications or in film or media, social media, or something like that. I think that you are meant to share your ideas and you're meant to share your voice. But regardless, the North Node is here to say that the biggest blessing in your life in 1 year from now, where you'll be feeling the most fulfilled, is that you will be doing something that you really feel is your calling in life and that you really feel is contributing to your growth. So you're really gonna feel like, well, I don't know if we ever feel like we fully have life figured out, but you're gonna feel like you're really heading in a good direction. You're really sure about what you're doing, that it's right for you. You're sure about the difference that you're making and the positive impact it's having on yourself and others. This is such a lovely energy. Oh my gosh. So now we are gonna see what challenges, I just saw the number 333 by the way, so threes might be significant for you guys. That's also the number of the Empress, by the way. So very abundant and prosperous energy. Let's see what challenges group one might be facing here. So we have Leo. Interesting that we have all this energy about you guys, like coming out of your shell, expressing yourself more, communicating your thoughts and ideas and beliefs. Leo is about feeling confident, feeling secure, feeling like you can step into the spotlight and show off and strut your stuff. So some of you guys, as you're stepping into your calling, you might have a little bit of stage fright, or you might sometimes kind of struggle with the feeling of being good enough or being really good at what you're doing. Leo also tends to, when it comes out in a more negative way, in a challenging way, it does make me think of someone who could be a little bit sensitive or who could take things very personally. So I'll just use the example of a writer, because I do kind of feel that energy in this group. This would be like if you submitted your manuscript, I think is a word, to an editor, and they pointed out so many things that you should change, like you should fix this and this and this and this. If you're struggling with your Leo energy, you might really take that personally and feel really sensitive about it, and it will actually feel like a personal attack, like an attack to your ego, like, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad writer, what am I doing? You know, Leo energy can be a little bit dramatic like that as well. So I think this is something that you'll just master through doing. You'll develop a harder shell, and as you express yourself more, you'll become more confident, you'll find your unique flavor, and maybe this is actually something that will be like the challenge within the next year, and then by the time we get to the 1 year from now mark, you're feeling really, really good about where you are. I think that's maybe how I'm gonna read this challenge die for the rest of the groups, but cool. This is very cool energy we have so far. So let's take a look at your oracle cards now. We have various oracle cards from different decks, and we're gonna see what else you guys can expect in 1 year from now. Interesting. So we have relationship change. This is really cool because we were just talking about you guys. By the way, I'm sorry if you can hear dump trucks. I was so excited to film here because there's an ocean right outside, and like the sound of the waves is really, really nice, but there's freaking dump trucks. Okay, so it's really interesting that we have this card because we were talking about you guys being surrounded by different people in 1 year from now. You know, having daily communications with different people and being influenced by different people. So your relationships are changing. This could definitely have a romantic kind of vibe to it. So like if you guys have someone in mind, or if you're looking to meet someone new, this would be a pretty positive indication that you will move into the relationship status that you wish to be in. If you're already with someone, it could be that the dynamic of your relationship is changing, whether that's like talking about moving in together or even getting engaged or something like that, meeting each other's families. Or I'm also getting the feeling like if you're with someone, maybe one of you is going to be traveling for work, or you're going to be going through a little bit of a long distance situation, but something about the dynamic of your partnership would be changing. Oh my gosh, we have believe in dreams with the number 44. It's so cool to have repeating threes and repeating fours because that's like Empress energy and Emperor energy. So maybe some of you guys are manifesting your soulmate, manifesting your divine counterpart, the Emperor to your Empress, or the Empress to your Emperor, or your Emperor to your Emperor, it doesn't matter. But this can also be talking about the balance of masculine and feminine energy within you. That is really leveling out nicely. You have your creative feminine energy, you have your confident go-getter masculine energy, and you can literally conquer the world. You can do anything. I didn't even pay attention to this image until now. What a beautiful image this is. Like, your higher self is infinite. This is you down below, your 3D self. This is your higher self up here who has infinite potential. But this is a huge confirmation that your dreams are coming true in 1 year from now. Dreams related to your relationships, dreams related to your purpose, to your passion, your career, your creative endeavors, like all across the board. We really have all of the energies here, which is so amazing to see. This can also be talking about sleeping dreams though. So if you guys have any really, really nice dreams and you wake up like wishing that this is what your life looked like, I think that this card is encouraging you to, you know, pay attention to those more and take those a little bit more seriously, because they could actually be prophetic dreams. But I also hear your higher self coming through to say, like, no dream is too big and no dream is too unrealistic. You can really have it all. And I think that in a year from now, you're going to be pretty darn near close to having it all, to having everything that you've desired. Oh my gosh, we also have great big love. This is a card with this green border here. This is associated with the heart chakra. Actually, the number 26 is really, really nice because first of all, both of them talk about like reciprocity, balance, love. 2 makes me think of partnerships, like, you know, 2 people coming together. And then the number 6 has this beautiful energy of union, of unconditional love, also health. I'm not sure if that's like the traditional meaning of the number 6 or if it just makes me think of that, but I always seem to get the keyword of health when the number 6 shows up. Yeah, relationship change and great big love. Some of you guys are falling in love, getting into a relationship, moving up in your relationship. I also just think you're going to be overflowing with, like, being in love with what you're doing, being in love with your life. I think, like, okay, I have to be careful here because I'm not saying that you guys are the Grinch or are like the Grinch, but I just had the visual at the end of the movie when his heart is growing 3 sizes and it's like just like exploding in size. I feel like that's what's going to happen to your heart. Even though you are already having a big heart to begin with, it's just expanding. And I think your capacity to love, to be vulnerable, and to be generous is really, really coming out. And that's actually the positive side of Leo. Like, they have such a huge heart. They have such a warm heart. They are so affectionate, generous, supportive. And then we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I really like these 2 together, like believe in your dreams and trust. I think you guys need to know that your dreams are more than fantasies. It's your intuition speaking to you. It's your intuition letting you know what's to come and letting you know what you can have. And literally, I just saw 1111 on the camera timer as I'm talking about this. Oh, this actually adds up to 11 as well, which I maybe forgot to mention. But 1111 could also be significant for you guys. If you do see this number, it's probably asking you to believe in what you are dreaming about, to believe in what it is that your heart desires, and believe that it's more than just you fantasizing or daydreaming or imagining. This is your higher self. This is your inner voice speaking to you and letting you know of the life that is coming for you. So please accept your fantasies as a potential future, because it's what they are. It's what is coming for you. All right, so this concludes the dice and oracle section of this reading. So we are going to move into the tarot now. I have 2 different decks, and I'm going to start with the Star Child Tarot. Just in case you guys didn't see the intro of this video, I am not really going to be looking at specific life areas in this part of the reading. I'm going to leave it open to whatever spirit thinks you should know about when it comes to your life in 1 year. So if there's anything important, anything that needs to be brought to your attention, it will be brought to your attention. And then once we see with this deck what's like really important for you guys to know, we'll move into the other one to clarify and get more details. Wait, sorry, I have to move my chair back. I'm gonna try not to be loud. All right. Okay, so Spirit, what does group number 1 need to know about when it comes to their life in 1 year? What would you like to bring to their attention today What areas of life or specific events would you like to show them? Ooh, oh my gosh. There's so much like love energy and union energy coming through. You're definitely going to be surrounded by some amazing people in a year from now. Gemini energy could be significant for you guys. The third house is also related to Gemini. We have that energy so far. We also have Leo. What else does group 1 need to know about when it comes to their life in 1 year from now? We have Justice, which is also a card that can talk about relationships and partnerships. There's a bit of Libra energy coming through now. And we have Perspective. So this is the Hanged Man. Yes, because this person is upside down. And the Hanged Man is all about gaining a new perspective. So, wow. All 3 of your cards are major arcana. So the year ahead is going to be very, very significant for you guys. Very, very, I think formative is the word. Like a really defining year for you. Could be like a big turning point in your life. A really exciting new cycle is beginning. It makes sense because you guys have had so many repeating numbers throughout this reading. You had the North Node, which was talking about moving towards your calling. Manifesting divine relationships, aligning with your destiny, like all of these themes have been coming up. So it does make sense that you have 3 major arcana out of 3, but it's still really cool. So yes, and then we have Gemini, Leo, Libra, and Pisces energy. All right, so we are going to start over here with the Lovers. I definitely do think that I'm gonna take this card literally for you guys, just given like what we've seen so far in your reading. There is a very significant, most likely romantic relationship that is coming to you guys, or that is further blossoming in a year from now. Most likely this will be something that you guys have already been dreaming about, something that you guys have been already trying to manifest. And it's coming true. I want to say it's reaching like its full fruition, or it's reaching its final form in 1 year from now. So whether you guys have been thinking like you want to meet someone, you want to come into full-on union with someone, you want to get married, you want to have a family, it could be different for everybody, but whatever you've been dreaming about in terms of love, like it's coming to its final fruition. And I think Spirit really wants to clarify that. Like, I'm not just giving you crumbs, or I'm not just giving you one piece of the puzzle or one piece of the cake. It's the whole cake that you guys are getting. I definitely think this ties in with the third house energy of you guys being surrounded by people who are a really, really positive influence on you. I think this specific partner and just the people around you in general really, really encourage you to take good care of yourself, to believe in yourself, to keep healthy habits, to keep moving towards your goals, to be someone who is honest and someone who lives with integrity, because that's the kind of people you're going to be around. And I think you really, really bring out the best in each other. With the third, I almost said 3 of, like I was about to say like a card name. With the third house energy here, you could also be manifesting a loving partnership with someone who's very, very communicative, very expressive. I'm hearing like someone who hits you back quickly, or someone who is willing to open up and let you know what you need to know. I could also see you guys like exchanging very long messages with this person, or writing letters to each other. And actually, the Lovers also makes me think of like telepathic communication. So this could, if you haven't met this person yet, this could even be someone that you're already picking up on telepathically, that you're maybe meeting and communicating with in your dreams. And are already kind of having a feeling that they're that they're gonna make their presence known in your life soon. But this Lovers card, I mean, a lot of Lovers cards are intimate just because of the nature of the card, but I just really like the beautiful intimacy that is pictured here. It looks very nurturing. It looks very supportive. There's even like this glowing orb that's surrounding them. It looks like they're protected. Like they're being protected and being kept safe. And I do think that your union is being protected and being kept safe here. So moving on with justice, we have even more partnership vibes, even more counterpart vibes. There's mirrored imagery here with the mirrored tigers and the mirrored snakes. These could be significant animals for you guys, whether it's like a spirit animal that you frequently see, or you or someone else is born in the year of the tiger or the year of the snake. I don't feel like repeating all the years today, which I sometimes do, but maybe if you are these years, you will know. But yeah, you're bringing in people who are a wonderful match for you, like I said, who bring out the best in you. Justice is an energy that is very concerned with honesty, integrity, doing the right thing, being considerate, like just being a good person. And I just, yeah, it's a very literal message. Like, you're surrounded by genuinely good people who want the best for you. Maybe some of you guys had some kind of shady energies in your life before, or, you know, some kind of disloyalty, conditional love kind of energies around you, or possibly even, well, those are toxic energies, but like maybe you're moving out of toxic situations and this is coming as a huge relief, like a huge energetic hug for you guys. Like, you are safe. We have your back. We're always going to do right by you. We're always going to communicate with you and tell you the truth. This is what you're around, like in your friendships, in your love life, in your job, because this is, well, because that's who you are. You're attracting people who are like you, and it's what you really deserve. Justice makes me think like justice is being served. You're finally getting what you deserve. And I also think that justice is talking about your efforts paying off, because with the imagery of the scales that's associated with this card, it makes me think of like, you're really getting out what you put in. You're really reaping what you sow. So if you are planting seeds, if you're putting in efforts, you're gonna get a really, really nice payoff. And you're entering into a cycle where you're gonna find that the efforts you put in, the blessings that you receive from the efforts you put in are multiplied. Like, the universe is just coming back and returning things to you tenfold. Justice also makes me think of karma. Like, if justice comes out in your reading, you probably have some good karma and you're about to cash out on it because the universe wants to make sure that all of that kindness and compassion that you have given out is going to come back to you now. So this almost feels like a harvesting period. Within the next year, you guys are harvesting back or receiving all of the love, all of the kindness, all of the understanding, all of the generosity that you guys have freely given to others. It's all coming back to you now. With perspective here, I do think that this is speaking about your spiritual journey. I think that on the way to your calling, you guys maybe went down some paths that were not really it for you, that were not really the best match. So you like turn, nope, it's not there, and come back, no, it's not that. Like trying out different endeavors, different jobs, different fields of studies, different places to live. I feel a sort of energy of like trial and error for you guys, and maybe sometimes feeling a little bit frustrated why things were not working out. Like anything you tried seemed to not work out. And this card to me is like, hang on, just wait, because there's a bigger plan here. You just can't see it yet. And the frustration that you're experiencing right now is because you think things should be happening a certain way, but once you see the bigger picture, you will understand. And so I think this is about you guys having that perspective. Once you find your calling, once you find the group of people who makes you feel so amazing and who really loves and treasures you and explodes your heart up 18,000 sizes, you're gonna understand why the other paths didn't work out. And I feel this is like such a nice closure and such a nice resolution within you, where you can finally let go of all the what ifs and finally let go of all the paths that didn't work out for you, because you're so in love with the path that you're on now that, like, frankly, it doesn't matter. I don't care to know. I don't need to know what would have happened if I made this different turn or if this and that had worked out for me, because I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be right now. Like, I don't want to be anywhere else I don't want my mind to be anywhere else than right here and right now. And I understand that I was being saved for this moment. I was being protected for this moment. So like it all falls into place. It all comes together. Ooh, this is such a beautiful energy. So I definitely think that the biggest thing coming through here has to do with your happy union or your happy unions. So I think that's what I want to dive deeper into now with this second deck. Like, let's see who's coming in or how or what they're like. Let's see, what should group 1 know about this union or these unions? We have the 7 of Swords. We have the 4 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. So a lot of air energy here and a lot of like mental energy with the swords. So this might be something that you guys have been really in your head about. Oh my gosh, another swords. 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Queen of Swords, all swords. Maybe you guys are air signs, or the person or people you're manifesting are air signs, which makes sense because we had both Gemini and Libra here. Or the season of winter could be significant. Like, we're looking at the time frame of a year, so obviously like winter is going to be happening. Oh my gosh, the camera really wants to focus on this Lovers card. This is like the most important energy for you guys, this happy union. What was I saying? Oh yes, because we're looking at a 1 year time frame, like of course there's going to be at least one winter season in this window, so that season might be really, really significant for you guys. But swords are also super fast, so maybe Spirit's kind of hinting that, you know, obviously I'm gonna call this reading 1 year prediction because it, you know, has a nice ring to it, but Spirit's kind of hinting that these things might happen sooner than 1 year for you. But you know, it's just not as catchy to say, here's an 11-month prediction. So I think it's gonna be a little bit sooner than a year for you guys, because when a lot of swords come out, it tends to indicate that something's happening faster than expected. So with the 7 of Swords energy here, there's actually a few different meanings that are coming through. One of them's kind of a bummer, and one of them is actually very like funny and kind of cute. This is a card that talks about deception. So maybe you guys have been, we were talking about sketchy, snaky energy in your relationships in the past. So maybe some of you guys have been betrayed or stabbed in the back before by a romantic partner, by a friend, someone you were really, really close to, someone you thought had your back. Or I'm also hearing like double life, because the 7 of Swords, it also gives me this feeling of personas, or like someone's hiding something from you. There could have been someone in your life who you thought that you were very intimate with them. You thought you were very close and knew everything about each other, but they were living some kind of double life where they were hiding something really, really significant. And you find out like, you're not the person I thought I knew. You're not the person I thought you were. And that's such, it literally feels like you're getting stabbed in the gut. Like that shock that you had this really close relationship in your life and you thought it was one way and it was something completely different. Like I don't feel physically sick, but that idea is coming to me, like someone feeling physically sick when they discover the truth. I just wanted to mention there's a lot of light hair here, like blondie, light brown hair, as well as straight hair. And even this higher self person has light hair, so that could be significant for some of you guys. So this might be an energy that you guys had to get over, but I just wanted to talk about the positive meaning of this as well. I have seen this card interpreted as having your cake and eating it too, or like kind of being picky and choosy. because there's a bit of a sneaky energy to this card, like you're getting away with something. And the really sweet message that came to me with that is that I think that when all of these blessings come for you, you're gonna feel like, wait, am I actually allowed to have this? It's like, okay, this is a weird example, but let's say you walked into a store and there's a big sign that says like, everything in the store is free. Like, that's too good to be true, right? So you're thinking there must be some kind of mistake. But, you know, if you say it's free, then and then you grab a bunch of stuff, but then like you run out kind of quickly because you feel like you're doing something bad. You feel like you're being sneaky. It's almost this feeling of like, there's no way that I could have these many blessings. Like, you actually mean I'm allowed to have all of this for free? Well, no, it didn't come for free. It came with a lot of hard work from you guys. But you know what I mean? It feels like you're getting to celebrate Christmas when it's not even Christmas. And you got to make away with your blessings before. It's like when you get too much change at the store. You're like, I got to run away with these blessings before the universe is like, wait a minute, I didn't mean to give you all of that. And you have to like sneak away. You're feeling like you're getting away with more than you were owed. But no. It's exactly what you deserve. The universe is saying, no, I didn't give you extra change. I didn't get the numbers wrong. I crunched all the numbers. This is exactly what I owed you. This is exactly what you've been manifesting and what has been coming to you. So Spirit wants you to know with this that you can have your cake and eat it too. With the Four of Swords here, this does represent a period of rest or a period of inaction. Interesting that we have the Hanged Man, because that can also talk about that. Some of you guys maybe have been single for a long time or have been waiting for something for a long time. And I think you really did need this period to reflect and to heal after whatever happened here with the Seven of Swords. Like, this is a very healing and regenerative card to me. It's a very introspective one, very contemplative, meditative one. And I think Spirit is just confirming to you that you did need this time to heal and recover and process what happened. And if you were trying to rush to like have new love in your life or new people in your life really soon, it might have been sort of to put a band-aid on the wounds that were hurting or to fill a void. And we needed to make sure that you were properly healed before you moved into this next cycle so that you didn't get hurt even more. But I see with the Nine of Swords that you guys have been like quite in your head about this. The Nine of Swords, it has this feeling of like you're assuming the worst. When there's an unknown, you're assuming the worst possible scenario. Maybe after what has happened here, you tend to, it's like, now I feel like I expect, now I feel like I expect the worst of people and I hate that. Like, I feel like I can't trust people and I hate that. Like, that kind of voice is coming through to me. Or if there's a period of inaction, you assume the worst and that I must be doing something wrong, the universe must be punishing me, rather than seeing the truth of the situation, which is I'm being granted this period of healing. I'm being granted this period of rest and of slowness so that I can process what has happened and I don't have to carry it into my next cycle where I'm supposed to be receiving my blessings and holding on to them and really enjoying them. If you're, and I've learned this myself, I've learned this the hard way, but you know, the universe could put you into the most favorable environment with so many good things happening to you. But if you have wounds on the inside, it can be really difficult to feel the joy that your outer environment should be giving you, if that makes sense. I know it makes sense. I hope that my wording made sense. But yes, I think like when it comes to the timing of these blessings coming in, when it comes to the timing of this union, I feel a lot of overthinking. I feel a lot of anxiety. If something's taking time, it means that something went wrong. It means that the universe forgot about me, or I'm manifesting the opposite outcome. It's kind of like your brain searches for every possible negative scenario that could be happening. Yeah, you guys, I mean, that's so cool. We have 3 out of 3 major here. And then 4 out of 4 swords here. You guys are really, it's like your mind is your own worst enemy. Your mind is your own worst critic. But with the Queen of Swords here, I think you guys are finding a really, like after all of this, you guys are finding a really amazing balance where you have healthy boundaries in place. You're very, very discerning. And I think that you guys can spot, you're going to be able to spot like who is good for you and who is not good for you from a mile away. And you have this balance where definitely you have some walls up. You have some like filter or some level of protection there for who gets to be in your circle and who gets to come into your life. But you're not so closed off that you can't feel vulnerable anymore, that you can't feel love anymore, that you can't open up anymore. So for those of you guys who are struggling with like, where do I put my boundaries? Where do I put my walls up? How much walls do I put up? Will I ever be able to trust or let someone in again? If you're struggling with this kind of thing, I want to tell you that you're going to figure it out so beautifully. You're going to find the balance that works for you so beautifully, and you are going to find and successfully let in these beautiful connections that want to be in your life, and feel confident about who you let around you and who you say yes to and who you say no to. This is something that is going to come naturally to you, because when you're the queen, it means that you're the master. The queen and king are the highest of the court cards. They're the most evolved. They're the best at what they do. They know their stuff. So you've become like a master of protecting your heart and giving it to the right people. And this was an experience to teach you that. This was not teaching you to close off, but it was teaching you to be more discerning. And it was teaching you, when these good, genuinely good people come into your life, to cherish the shit out of them. So you guys have been through, now I can see why like this energy felt so happy, because you've been through it, but you've always acted with integrity. Like Spirit is telling me, when you were dealing with these dishonest people, with these like sketchy people who were hiding things, people who were going behind your back, like Spirit is saying there were times that you could have stooped to someone else's level, but you didn't. And you stayed the bigger person. And that's really difficult. I feel like that was difficult and that was painful for you guys, but all of that good karma is coming back to you now. So this is an amazing reading. I'm so excited for you guys, but these are all the messages I'm seeing for you. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the link to my music channel will be down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I wish you an amazing next 12 months whenever you are watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Pyrite, this is going to be a reading all about your life in 1 year from now. So I want to start off this reading by rolling the astro dice, and I'm actually going to roll these one at a time, and we're going to see the biggest change for you, the biggest blessing for you, and the biggest challenge for you in 1 year from now. So we will start by seeing the biggest change for group number 2, and we have number 1. So this will be representing the first house. This means that there's going to be some big changes in your personality, in how you identify, how you present yourself, in your appearance as well. You guys could be going through a major physical appearance within the next year, changing your body, changing your wardrobe, changing your hair, your makeup. Some of you guys might be on like a fitness journey or like a bulking up journey, or you might be this might be for a very small few of you, but if you were like thinking about getting some kind of cosmetic procedure, that might be something that you go through with. I'm also seeing a lot of you guys like changing up your wardrobe or changing up how you like to express yourself. But whatever's changing here, I think that this is making you a lot more confident, and it's making you feel a lot more like yourself. It's like who you are in the inside is finally being expressed outwardly. And when your inner self and your outer self matches, that feels really, really good. Like you can go out into the world confidently and know that people are like seeing the accurate picture of who you are. Now, I'm obviously not saying that like your physical appearance is everything, but it really, really feels good to be confident in it and to work on it and to put effort into it. So that might be something that you guys are enjoying in the next year. There could also be, like I said, some major changes in your personality. So for example, maybe at the time that you're watching this video, you're a very shy person, or you would consider yourself to be an introvert, but maybe in a year from now, you are going to be super extroverted, or you're going to be a lot more outgoing, or you're going to be a lot more confident, whereas now you don't really feel that way so much. It could also be big changes in your beliefs and how you see the world. So you could be throwing away some belief systems or even some values that you don't really vibe with or resonate with anymore. But yeah, who you are in the world is going through some kind of radical change. And it's not necessarily like you're becoming a new you, but it's like who you've been on the inside and now how you're able to interact with the world and express yourself finally feels authentic. It finally feels like it clicked together. And I could almost start crying right now, which is interesting. Or like I feel that feeling of wanting to cry because it's such a relief. Like I finally feel like me. I finally feel like I'm expressing myself in a way that is authentic and that people are perceiving me in a way that is accurate, and like I'm out here in the world being who I really want to be. It's just such a lovely feeling. So let's take a look now and see what your biggest blessing is, although this this in itself already feels like a huge blessing for you guys. And we have Saturn. So the biggest blessing for you guys, I think, is going to be in your career, because this is related to Capricorn, 10th house energy, also Aquarius, 11th house energy. So you guys are going to be blessed in your career. You guys could actually, and maybe this is like a result of your confidence, but you guys could be assuming like a higher position, assuming a higher status, really elevating your reputation. Like if this is something that you guys want, if you've been working to get into a position of power, a position of authority, or just like a highly paid position, there is a strong likelihood of this happening in the next year. Some of you guys, like I can see you becoming business owners, bosses, managers, public figures. I see you guys being very well connected. Like you have a lot of good networking going on. You have a really good support system. You have a really positive circle of friends and colleagues who keep you accountable. Saturn is also about like ambition. So you guys are really feeling powerful. That's like the best word that's coming to my mind. You're really feeling powerful in a year from now. You feel empowered. You feel like you can do anything you set your mind to. I think that you guys are going to be very driven. We were talking about your personality changing. Maybe some of you guys have kind of pinned yourself as someone who's like not very motivated, not very organized, can't really stay on track of things, can't really see things through to the end. And you're really changing up like how you define yourself and how you identify. Like, no, you're a hard worker, you're a go-getter, you're ambitious, you're climbing them ladders, you're finding all of your opportunities. Yeah, there's a huge change to your status, reputation, income, career position. That is just really going to propel you and make you feel on top of the world, make you feel empowered. And this is a product of your own discipline and of your own like structuring, and I think regimenting is the right word, regimenting yourself. Like you had to work hard and be very disciplined for this to happen. So like kudos to you. You know, Saturn doesn't go around handing out blessings to everybody. Like he's gonna give the blessings to those who are willing to work for it, who are willing to hold themselves accountable, who are willing to grow and be uncomfortable in the process. Like Saturn blessings are not for sissies. They're not for the faint of heart. So you guys have really, really earned this new position. All right, let's take a look at what challenges could you guys be facing in a year from now. So we have the sign of Scorpio. This is making me think of shadow work. It makes sense. You guys are going through a transformation. You're going through a glow up. You're redefining who you are. And this does require you to be very, very introspective and to maybe see some aspects of yourself that are not so pretty, or some aspects of your past that are not so pretty. Scorpio wants to bring up things that have been suppressed. So the next months for you guys could be heavy on shadow work, could have a very like psychological theme where you're really, and actually maybe some of you guys will be like seeking therapy or speaking to a counselor. But there's this feeling of you guys being analyzed and light being shined on things that are not so comfortable, bringing up the good, the bad, and the ugly, and really transmuting the negative energy. So, but I also like that the number one, like it's talking about the first house, but one is also a number of new beginnings. So this is giving me like metamorphosis, butterfly breaking out of the cocoon kind of energy. And a year from now, I want to tell you that a lot of this heavy energy is going to be transmuted. It's going to be left behind. And I think this was kind of, Saturn likes to test us, I think. And this was like the test that Saturn put in your place. Like, are you willing to take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and be honest about your shadows and be honest about what needs to change? And are you willing to look at the painful parts of your past or the toxicity of your present or past relationships? Like, are you willing to stare that in the face? Because that can be very uncomfortable, and the process of releasing can be very, very painful. And again, this energy is also not for the faint of heart. So you guys are just showing an immense strength and an immense commitment to yourself. Like, you're willing to go through the struggle and go through the discomfort if it means securing a happier future for yourself. And I have to tell you guys that the struggles you've been through, some of you guys maybe have been through a dark night of the soul. Maybe you guys have been through like an identity crisis, like who am I? What the heck am I doing with my life? And I want to tell you that all the struggles you've been through are worth it. They are going to be worth it, and they're going to have paid off for you so wonderfully in I was gonna say in the new year, but in a year from now. Some of you guys might have Saturn in Scorpio. I believe that's people who were born in the mid to late 80s, if I'm not mistaken. That's obviously not gonna be for everybody. Or you could be a Scorpio ascendant, because we have Scorpio and first house here. Or you could have Saturn in the first house, or be a Capricorn or Aquarius ascendant. You definitely don't have to be, but that's just an extra layer of confirmation if that resonates with you. But let's get into your oracle cards now and see what else you can expect in a year from now. So we have teaching and learning. Some of you guys, you know, we spoke about you guys maybe seeking out counseling or seeking out help. In the same kind of vein, some of you guys might be looking into coaching or pursuing education, furthering your studies. You might be either like purchasing an online course or like physically going to a course, going through some sort of training. I feel like a lot of you guys might be also getting some kind of certification. And I just thought, you know how people will get like, not a suffix, but like a title that goes at the end of their name, like so-and-so, MBA, PhD, MD, right? Like medical doctor, like those things that go after your name. You guys are getting some kind of qualification where that will be stuck to the end of your name. Those of you who are in school or who are considering going to school, I think that this is going to be really, really good for you guys. Your future self is definitely encouraging you to keep it up and to keep going and to take your education seriously. On the other hand, some of you guys, well, it could be both, but some of you guys are going to be on the other side of it. So you are the coach, you are the teacher, you are the mentor, you are imparting your wisdom, and you're becoming very, very successful in that. And actually, if I think about someone who is a teacher, a coach, a mentor, that's like the person who should be getting coaching, who should be getting counseling, who should be getting help. I actually just got a life coach like very recently, because I'm like, if I'm going to be giving people advice on the internet, I got to make sure that I'm also growing and I'm also evolving. So yeah, it's like the people who are giving out that kind of stuff should be receiving it as well. So this is about you guys are teaching and you're also learning. Okay, so next we have positive intention. So I really feel like speaking to your higher self, your future self in this reading. It's almost like your future self is coming in to tell you guys like what kind of year it's been. And I think that they're encouraging you to try to infuse positive intention in everything that you do. There's always something that you can be grateful for. There's always something you can find to be happy about. Some of you guys, if you don't already, maybe you're being encouraged to keep a gratitude journal or to just spend like a few minutes every day thinking about what you're grateful for or trying to see the bright side in things, and really like infusing intention into everything that you do. Like even if it's like drinking water, infuse positive intention into the water. When this water enters my body, it's going to cleanse me. It's going to bring me abundance. Like, try to get into the habit of doing things with more intention and thinking that this ritual that, yeah, like make your everyday life a ritual. This is going to bring me more positivity as I infuse positivity into it. I really, really like this image because this lady's holding a harvest. This lady has a unicorn farm, which is very cool. And she also has some crops and she has harvested them. So this is telling me that your efforts are going to be dramatically paying off in a year from now. And like, I'm not surprised. You know, Saturn doesn't come to play, so he's gonna put you through some tough tests, but when he rewards you, he is not gonna skimp out, okay? So all of the efforts that you guys are putting in right now, all of the seeds that you guys are planting, all of the intentions that you guys are setting for your future, I'm actually feeling that they're going to pay off way beyond your expectations. Like if you're trying to reach the moon, you're going to end up in the stars. You're going to go way farther than you ever thought you could. We also have sacred reverence. Right away, I'm noticing that this number 47 reduces to 11. And we also had the number 1 here, so repeating ones could be significant for you guys. This is also a card that is related to the crown chakra because of the border on this number. So your psychic abilities could also be heightening. Scorpio is a highly psychic energy in the next year. And the crown chakra very much gives me claircognizance vibes. It very much gives me receiving downloads kind of vibes, like knowing information before it comes to you in the 3D, having visions, having prophecies, having these sudden intense epiphanies about your life. You're going to be really, really tapped into your higher guidance like that. And looking at this image with the earth, with the key, you guys are really starting to see the divine orchestration in everything, and really coming to see the sacredness in everything, and really coming to respect that. I think you guys are seeing how everything is so connected and everything is so closely interwoven. Like you're seeing the divinity in everything. And I think that's actually something that in turn is going to make you feel very, very grateful for being a part of this beautiful, living, breathing cosmic divine consciousness that we all are. And I think, again, it's going to make you feel very empowered. Like, you are spirit. Spirit is you. There is nothing that you can't do. And this whole world is orchestrated to move in your favor, to mirror your desired reality to you. Like, it's so intricately designed to create this experience for you. And then we have patience. I accept that everything, yeah. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about like the interconnectedness of everything in the divine order. I accept that everything happens in divine order. I think this is about you guys learning to trust the process of the universe and to respect the process of the universe. So you're putting in your positive intention. You trust that it's going to come to you because the universe is designed to do that. And you leave it to the universe and you trust its process and you're patient. And maybe some of you guys, like if you've been struggling with patience, maybe you're getting to the root of this. Like the first thing that's come to my mind, and maybe I'm calling myself out here, but like if I'm being made to wait for something, you know, like being patient, if I'm being made to wait for something, I feel like, oh, maybe I was forgotten. Maybe the universe forgot about me. So maybe I have a wound about being forgotten or being neglected or being left behind or not being considered. So there might be something deeper to it, like, oh, I'm just impatient. Oh, I'm just eager for my blessings to come. There might be something deeper there. Like, what is it that you're afraid of if something is taking a long time? For you, it might be something different. It might be like, I'm worried that I messed things up somehow. There's like, you have a wound regarding like doing things wrong, messing things up, ruining things. You know, it could be many different things, but I just got the feeling that there's maybe something deeper than just impatience that your future self is encouraging you to look at. We spoke about this reducing to 11. I'm also noticing that this reduces to 12. So the months of November and December might be significant for you guys. Obviously, that's going to happen at least once during this period because we're looking at the period of 12 months. But let's move into your tarot now. So just in case you guys didn't watch the intro, I'm not going to be looking at like specific areas of life in this reading. I'm just going to leave it open to spirit and ask them, what are the important things? What are the important things that you need to know about in a year? So like if there's something important in your career, then career will come up. If there's something important in love, then love will come up, that kind of thing. So whatever spirit wants to bring it to your attention, I'm going to leave it open. And then once we figure out what's most significant for you, we're going to switch decks, and then we'll use the second deck just to get more clarification or to get more details about what has been brought up. Okay, so for group number 2, what would Spirit like to bring to your attention? We have the Tower. So this is Mars. This is associated with the planet of Mars, which matches with Scorpio. We could also have some Aries energy here. Interesting. We have the Knight. Oh, okay, that makes sense. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Knight of Cups. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's definitely a lot of movement happening here because we have 2 knights. So a lot is changing for you guys in the next year. The phrase like starting from scratch is coming to my mind. And I think we might have a mixed group when it comes to this Tower moment. Like some of you guys might be making the decision to start from scratch, but for others of you, I don't want to say you're forced to, but your circumstances just become more and more such that you're like, okay, this plan isn't working, we got to start over. even if you were holding on really, really tightly and hoping things would work out, like it reaches a point where you're like, this isn't gonna work. We have to start over. The Tower card comes in to knock down things that are not stable, that were not built on solid foundations. So the image that Spirit is giving me is like someone started to build a building on a shaky foundation. And you wouldn't really start to notice this until the building gets a little bit taller, and then you can see, oh, it's kind of swaying, it's kind of shaking a bit. And if you really wanted to be stubborn, you could say, no, we're just gonna keep going, we're gonna keep building this tower. But the taller it gets, you're gonna see like the more and more it starts leaning, the more and more it starts, what is it called? Shaking. The bigger your tower gets and the farther you move along the path, the harder it is to ignore that something needs to be fixed. So it's like, if you're stubborn now and just keep going the way you're going, it's just gonna be even more of a pain when you inevitably realize that you have to start from scratch. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this group. And what I think that you guys are afraid of is just like how much time you'd already put into something. For many of you, just given the energy that we've spoken about earlier in this reading, this is likely related to like something in your career, like a business or your studies. For example, like I'll give the example of a university student. They chose a certain major, and after the first year, they could already kind of tell that they didn't really like the major. So, they could change, or they could just keep pushing through and ignoring that nagging feeling that, no, this isn't it. Now, fast forward, and this person is in their 4th year. This is supposed to be their last year, but now that they've been through the vast majority of this program, now they realize how much they hate it. Like it became more and more obvious as they went along that this wasn't going to work out, but they were stubborn because they're like, I've already done 2 years, I've already done 3 years, whatever it was. But it's like the longer they were stubborn, it's like it's inevitable that you have to go back because you can't keep doing this thing that you hate forever. But the longer you push through, now the harder it might be, because you're going back to the start, but you already did all of this. And I feel like it's like not being willing to let go of all of this time that you already put in, or how much you already invested, like the time, money, energy that you invested. It's like, this is gonna set me back so much. This is gonna put me behind on my plans so much. But you guys have the Knight of Swords here. So what you might not be seeing is that starting over in the grand scheme of things is actually gonna bring you to your success and bring you to your happiness way faster. It may not seem like it, but it's actually the most efficient thing for you guys to do, and the thing that makes the most sense for you guys to do. We're talking about patience, we're talking about appreciating the divine orchestration behind everything. The Knight of Swords means problems are resolved very quickly. And in this deck particularly, the Knight of Swords seems to have this kind of imagery about a leap of faith, So some of you guys are maybe taking a leap of faith off of this tower and saying like, I know that I've committed, some of you guys like 5, 6, 7 years to this one path, to this one way of life, but it's not working anymore. And I can't keep ignoring that, because if I keep ignoring it, then guess what? It's gonna be 8 years soon, and then it's gonna be 10 years, and it's just gonna be even harder to jump off this tower the taller it gets. So I think Spirit is encouraging you guys to take this leap of faith. This is the fastest way to get to where you want to go. Actually, starting over is the fastest way to get to where you want to go. And it's going to feel like such a relief. Oh my gosh, Scorpio literally has this meaning, like the Death card of release and letting go. So it's like Saturn is testing you to see if you really care, if you're really committed to your future happiness, if you're willing to jump off this tower. And then He's going to reward you. And it also makes sense with this first house here. Like if you guys are on a path, or you have been on a path that is not in alignment with you, that would over time make your expression inauthentic and make the personality with which you engage with the world inauthentic. So you're like coming back to yourself. You're coming back to square one and doing something that you really, really care about. The Knight of Cups is about love. It's about love. It's about being deeply emotionally invested in what you're doing. You guys deserve to do something that you're passionate about, and it's never too late. Saturn is also about time and age. So maybe some of you guys feel like, oh, it's too late now to do this, or I'm too old. And Saturn is saying, oh, no, not fiddlesticks. That's not the right expression. Oh, baloney. That's baloney. You deserve to do something that you love. You deserve to do something that you really, really care about. I actually think that for a lot of you guys, this Tower moment isn't going to feel as jarring as Tower moments usually do. Because with the Knight of Cups here, this tells me that you're going to have some really compassionate souls around you. You're going to be surrounded by loved ones who make this transition feel more gentle. I think that if you speak up about what you're going through and what it is that you really want to do, you will be surprised by the support that you receive. Or there could be someone new coming into your life who's going to be very, very supportive. This could also be someone you haven't met yet and that you're going to be meeting in the next year. And for some of you, there is romantic potential here because the Knight of Cups does talk about that, but only if you resonate with that. It could be that you're meeting a new love interest and they just totally inspire you and they help you to take this leap. They support you in taking this leap, but you're not doing this alone. That much is clear. You're not doing this alone. There's going to be people to help you, to give you advice, to teach you, to support you, to comfort you. Even maybe what you need is not practical advice. Maybe you just need someone to hug you when you're crying. Maybe you just need someone to hold your hand and tell you it's going to be okay. But this Knight of Cups is telling me you're getting the emotional support that you need and you're getting the healing that you need. You know, Saturn, he's not, well, he is kind of a hard ass, but he's not heartless. And you don't have to go through these tests all by yourself. And it doesn't have to be so painful or so isolating. So you'll definitely have loved ones with you, whether they are new or existing. They're coming. So I think the most significant thing we're looking at here is this big transition. So I think I want to pull clarifiers on that. There's a big transition coming in your career or studies or your business, your creative endeavors, and it's propelling you to a very high position. And it's propelling you to freedom and empowerment and living authentically. All right, group number 2. What else should they know about? Jeez. Okay, the Tower again. What should group 2 know about? Some of you guys maybe have had multiple Tower moments because there's 2 towers coming out. What else does group 2 need to know about their transformation? The Hanged Man. So we have some Pisces energy. The Ace of Wands. Oh, interesting. So some of you guys are starting from scratch before even knowing what you want to do. And then we have the King of Swords. So an air sign person might be significant for you guys. A Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person could be like the person who's helping you out or giving you advice or that you're falling in love with and being inspired by. Or it could be a friend who's helping you. But yes, I was speaking about like some of you guys were worried about taking this leap of faith because it was this reluctance to throw away all of this time that you'd spend, or, you know, all of this effort or money that you'd put in to your current journey. Another thing that might be kind of making you guys reluctant is that you don't even know what you would go to, you know? Like, I want to quit my job, but I don't really know what else I want to do. I don't like my major, but I don't really know what major I would like. So you may be thinking, like, there's no point in jumping off this tower if I don't know where I'm going. So for some of you, no, I don't feel like it's a relationship for most of you. But there could be maybe like a couple people watching who is like, I'm not happy in my relationship, but like, it's not like there's anyone else good out there. Like, I'm not interested in anyone else right now. So it's better than being alone, or something like that. I really don't think that's for the majority of you though. I think that just came through from like one person and I had to say it. But there could also be that feeling of like, I don't know what I would do otherwise, so I might as well just stay in this current job or in this current major, or working on this current business or this current project. Because what I see here, the Hanged Man is this period of waiting, of inaction, of not knowing what's coming. And then the Ace of Wands is like a brilliant new inspiration, a brilliant epiphany. We have the Crown Chakra here, which is talking about your epiphanies. So some of you guys are like jumping from the tower, and then there's a brief period of in between, of not doing anything. And that could be really, really tough, if I'm being honest. Like being in between jobs, or, you know, taking a gap year or something like that. And just not knowing what your direction is and not knowing what you want to do. But it's in this stillness that your epiphany is going to come. And what you guys are meant to do, what is going to propel you to this success, it is going to come in the form of an epiphany. I think it's going to be very sudden. I think it's going to be very intense. And all of a sudden you're going to feel so freaking excited. It's like a 180. You're going from this energy of like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I want to do. I don't feel like excited about anything, to holy crap, this is it. I need to do this. And I'm hearing that for some of you guys, you've never felt like this before about something, you know, like, or you never thought that you would ever be passionate about school, you know, like, oh, I guess I'll just pick the major that sounds the least terrible. But then something sparks your passion. You're like, oh my God, I really, really want to do this. And you're preparing the application and you're so excited about it. Or like maybe you get an amazing business idea or an amazing creative idea. But that's what this Ace of Wands is representing. Crows might also be significant for you guys, because there's crows watching over you here in the Hanged Man, and then there's a crow watching over you in the Ace of Wands. Maybe there are going to be crows nearby when you have this epiphany, and that's like an extra confirmation, like, yep, that's the one, that's the epiphany we were talking about. Or you might dream about a crow, but they're going to be around. I think that they're going to be around. And then we have the King of Swords. So now you guys, this could be talking about you guys getting your advice, or it could be talking about you like doing research, coming up with your plan. Sometimes with the King of Swords, the word master plan, or the words master plan, come to my mind really strongly. And this is one of those times. Like, you had your epiphany, you're feeling so freaking excited about it, and now you're coming up with your master plan to go forward with it. I just feel called to repeat that November and December might be significant. I mentioned that before, but I don't know, something in me was like, just say it again so that they remember. Also, Pisces season might be significant for you guys. So the months of February and March. Of course, this is a timeless reading, so please feel free to claim like whatever's coming up for you guys at the time that you're watching. I don't know when this video is going to be up. It might actually be Pisces season when this is up, or maybe it's already Aries season. I don't know, but might literally be in this period right now. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about time frames. So yeah, this is you doing your research and coming up with your master plan. Whether you're researching on your own, doing like a self-guided course, or actually speaking one-on-one with a teacher, or some kind of advisor. I feel like you're getting some sort of professional help to acquire this knowledge. Although if you feel called to do it by yourself, that's totally fine too. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but if you were thinking of like, oh, maybe I should speak to an advisor about this, that might be a good idea. And you're really coming up with the plan, and you're the king now. So like, you're in charge. You're already, the second you have this epiphany, this is when I think you're stepping into this like empowered identity. And this is, yeah, for a lot of you, I think this is changing how you viewed yourself. Like some of you guys felt like you couldn't be this hardworking, you couldn't be this motivated, you couldn't be this energetic. I see that a lot with the Ace of Wands, like increased physical energy and mental focus with the King of Swords. Like you didn't think you could be those things. You thought that just wasn't you. But no, you just needed to find your passion. You needed to hang here and be patient and trust the divine process and let your passion find you. Let that download find you. And then like a switch goes off and you're ambitious and you're motivated and you're enthusiastic and you're excited and you're outgoing and you're confident. You're assuming all of these. And now look, there's the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is about independence, opportunities coming to you, doors opening, significant achievements. Like this is when the doors really, really start opening for you. Once you've ended this cycle, jumped off the tower, embraced the in-between, embraced the I don't know what's coming next, but I'm just gonna hang here for now and let this epiphany come. So this is likely what we're seeing here is like your process within the next year. But in a year from now, like we saw here, really high position, high pay, high status, very respected, lovely networking circle, lovely support system. You got this sweet Knight of Cups in your life. I don't know if this is a friend or a lover, but please feel free to resonate however, or no, claim it however it resonates. And yeah, I think I already said you guys are feeling on top of the world in a year from now, but I'll just repeat it because it bears repeating because you are. And it's such an amazing feeling. And I want to say, I know I don't know you, so it might sound weird to say, or maybe I do know you. If you're someone who I know, hello, and thank you for watching. But it might sound weird for me to say I'm proud of you if I don't know you personally, but fuck it, I am. Like, I'm really proud of what you guys have been through, because remember, this is not for the faint of heart. The transformation that you guys have been through and your ability to shine a light where it was scary to shine a light and see the truth and be honest with yourself about what needed to be done so that you could be happy, that takes a lot of courage. Like, this was no easy feat. And again, I feel like I could cry again. And if you feel like you need to cry, please allow yourself to do that. I'm not saying like, oh, my reading moved you to tears, but like just in general. In life, if you feel like crying, if you feel like being emotional, allow yourself to do that, because that could be a wonderful way of purging negative energy. And I also feel like after you've had a good cry, doesn't that make you like susceptible to epiphanies? Because it's like you cleared out your head and now you're, I don't know, maybe that's, no, I don't think that's just me, but anyway, these are all the messages I have for you guys, group number 2. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or checking out any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, wishing you a wonderful next 12 months, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the rose quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your life in 1 year from now. So I want to start off by rolling the astro dice, and I'm actually going to roll these one at a time, and we're going to see the biggest change for you, the biggest blessing, and the biggest challenge that is coming to you in the next year. So we'll start by seeing what the biggest change is for you guys. And we have the number 5. So this would be related to the 5th house in astrology. The first thing that's coming to my mind is that the version of you in 1 year from now is going to be a lot more confident and a lot more sure of themselves. And also, there's this feeling of you not taking yourself so seriously. The 5th house is all about fun and leisure and children, so it has a childlike energy to it. I think that you're just going to be having a lot more fun with your life. And I do feel called to say that for some of you, this might be a result of you removing yourself from a toxic situation or environment or connections that were really weighing down your energy, because Spirit is saying that when you guys are in your element and when you're in alignment with your higher self, you are a very like playful, funny, light-hearted, skipping around and whistling kind of person. And some of you guys maybe have not really felt like that recently. I'm also getting like you guys have a very youthful kind of energy and enthusiasm to you, no matter how old you are. There's something about you that feels very like young and fresh and vibrant. But maybe some of you guys recently, or for quite some time, have just felt like tired, bogged down, irritable, very serious, like tending to worry. And Spirit is saying like that's not you. And I think you guys are really coming back to yourself or getting to know yourself, and you're really just like a ray of sunshine. So more confident, having a lot more fun, taking things a lot less seriously. I also think that it's either you're going to be working less in a year, or you're going to be doing work that you really, really love to do. So when you go to work, it's literally just like you're having fun. You're living your passion. You're doing what you love. The 5th house is also about passion and creativity. If you guys are an artist or you are interested in pursuing something creative, this is an amazing sign for you. But please feel free to claim this no matter what your career is. I just think you're going to be having a lot of fun at work. I can see you in a workplace like laughing with your coworkers, cracking jokes, working together, making the tasks fun. It's a very lighthearted energy that you guys are in. I should also say, like we spoke about the 5th house being about children. If this resonates for you guys, please feel free to claim it or not claim it. You could be welcoming a child into this world, or maybe someone close to you is going to be welcoming a child into this world. Like you guys could be starting a family. And then also with that passionate energy, the 5th house can also talk about like sex and sexual energy. So that might be really popping in a year from now. You're feeling really confident in your sexuality or having a really good sex life. That could also be something that this is indicating. But let's roll the next die and see what your biggest blessing is going to be. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to mention, this could also be you guys like trying new activities, trying new hobbies, a new sport, a new art form, like, you know, different, because it's all about like leisure and recreation and hobbies. So you could be trying out new things there. And it's so funny. I just rolled the planet die and we got the sun. So these energies match. These are both related to Leo energy. So maybe we have a lot of Leos in this pile, or a Leo person is significant, or Leo season is going to be a significant time frame. But that's kind of cool. I think this is confirming that all of the changes we've spoke about here are going to be your biggest blessings. And the sun, I literally just described you guys as a ray of sunshine, so this is really, really fitting. But the sun talks all about creativity, originality. Some of you guys are going to be coming up with a really, really brilliant idea for a project, or a really brilliant idea to implement in your workplace, and it's going to be really well received and it's going to be really successful. Some of you guys might also be assuming a leadership position if you don't already, because, you know, the sun is like kind of the leader. He's the center of our solar system. He's the king. He's Leo, which represents, the king, royalty. So you guys are a leader. You guys are very respected. You guys are very, very well liked. And I think that in a year from now, just like the sun, you're really going to be feeling that you are truly shining, and that you don't have to hide away anymore. Like you want to, I've been using this phrase a lot recently, but you want to strut your stuff. You're feeling hot, you're feeling attractive, you're feeling capable, you believe in your ideas. So you're going to be really, really expressive and full of creative energy in a year from now. And I can see you like getting a lot of projects done. So if you're an artist, like you're completing a lot of works. Well, you can be anything, but there's a lot of artistic energy here. Getting a lot of work done, getting a lot of projects done, and feeling freaking good about it. And yeah, you guys are going to be feeling very, very attractive as well. People are going to be really, really drawn to you. And I don't think like, it's not like a switch is going to go off in a year from now and suddenly everyone's attracted to you. I think this is something that's happening over time as you start to become more confident, as you start to get back to your like sunny, free-spirited nature. More and more people are going to be turning their heads, and you might be receiving a lot of offers. I'm hearing like offers to be friends, offers to go out on a date, offers to be in a relationship, offers to collaborate. It's like everybody wants a piece of you, which is amazing. Like it's going to open a lot of doors for you. Could be a little bit overwhelming at times, but it's like your honey that is, oh no, that's not good because honey attracts flies. That's the expression. But no, you're attracting good stuff. I meant to say that like, you know, you're very attractive, and you know, the sun has all these planets orbiting around it. So people are really checking you out. The word buzz just came to my mind. Like there's a lot of buzz around you. Some of you guys might be growing your social media platforms or becoming more in the public eye if that's something that you want. Like your work is getting recognized, your work is getting known. But I just heard like there's some kind of buzz around you and people are saying really positive things about you. And like people want in on your amazing world and your amazing life. But you know, it's up to you if you choose to let them in, of course. So with that, let's roll this one to see what your significant challenge could be. So we have the sign of Aquarius here. Standing out is coming to my mind. It could go one of two ways. Some of you guys are going to be struggling to stand out. Like you're trying to come up with new ideas, come up with new projects, and you have to think of something that's going to make you really unique, something that is innovative, something that hasn't been seen before, you know, like to stand out from the crowd. So that could be something. And honestly, I know the word challenge can sound like menacing or it can sound negative, but I actually think this is a challenge that will be fun because you love what you're doing. So it's like an exciting challenge. It's like a bring it on, challenge accepted kind of challenge. And this is the first group that I really feel a distinctly positive vibe around this. So figuring out how you can, you know, stand out from the crowd could also be networking, because Aquarius rules the 11th house. It talks about our friends, our communities, our larger circles. You know, figuring out how to network might be a challenge for you, or like we said, because you're getting so many offers, figuring out like who to go with. Who should I sign the contract with? Who should I collaborate with? Who should I endorse and, you know, be associated with? These kinds of things might be challenges, and it's just something you have to think through and like weigh, and you'll figure out the solution. So I don't feel such a bad negative vibe about this at all. But another interpretation of this, you know, when we talk about standing out, being unique, sometimes if we feel like we stand out too much, we can feel weird. We can feel like we don't fit in. So a challenge for you guys, and maybe this is something that you're already learning, is recognizing your weirdness as a strength, or recognizing your uniqueness as a strength, as what's really going to make you shine. I'll just mention, just for confirmation, some of you guys might have Sun in the 5th house. You might have Sun in Leo or Sun in Aquarius, or you could have also the sign of Aquarius in the 5th house. So you could be a Libra rising. That is just for extra confirmation. You definitely don't have to be, but I thought I would mention it. in case that like resonates for anyone out there and you're like, yeah, I knew this was my group. But let's get into your oracle cards now and see what else is coming for you guys in a year from now. We have health. So some of you guys might be really starting to or continuing to focus on your health journey. Maybe you're paying more attention to what you put into your body. Maybe, you know, there's very active energy here with the 5th house and the sun. So you guys might be like getting more active, exercising. We spoke about you guys finding new hobbies. So you might find like a sport or like a group exercise class or some kind of outdoor activity that you guys really like. Or you might get into cooking, for example, and start cooking like really healthy foods for yourself, or trying out cuisines from different cultures and things like that. But this can definitely also be speaking about your mental health, which if I think about the energy we've just spoken about these dice, it looks like we're gonna see a huge improvement in your mental health. And if your mental health is already good, it's just gonna get even better. I think you're gonna be like the epitome of health. Also, some of you guys might be replenishing your hair or like fixing damaged hair, because Leo energy has to do with the hair. So like, you know, the lion's mane. So maybe some of you guys are getting like a hair treatment, or you're chopping off a bunch of dead hair or something like that and really like rocking your new luscious mane. If you guys have any, I feel like in terms of health issues, in terms of illness, like I don't really tend to talk about those kind of medical things, but I do feel like your health is going to be very good in the next year. We also have releasing. This is interesting because I was getting a vibe of maybe some of you guys have been letting go, or you're considering to let go of a toxic environment or some toxic situations. And I think that these could be any birds. They're just birds of light. But when I saw the white birds, my first thought was doves. Doves make me think of freedom. They make me think of peace. And it's funny that they're coming out of this person's chest, because we have that expression, like you're getting something off of your chest. Some of you guys might want to let some people have it. Like if someone has really been mistreating you or taking advantage of you, maybe you need to let them know. Maybe you need to, before you remove yourself from the situation, like call them out, tell them off. Even if it's just for you to like, even if you're thinking, oh, there's no point in telling them because it's just going to go in one ear and out the other. They're not going to change. They're not going to apologize. But maybe it will feel therapeutic for you. Oh, you could also vent to someone else. You don't have to say it to their face. But I think venting and getting your frustrations off of your chest might actually be really, really healthy for you. If you guys have had any like health issues, I'm hearing like any digestive issues or like anxiety, or if you feel really tense in your body, it could be because you're holding on to a grudge, or you're holding on to a frustration, or holding on to complaints. And I think this group has some kind of like pent up energy that they need to release. Of course, you can release that in many different ways. Venting and you know, telling people off, letting them have it is a great way to do it. But I mean, you can let out this energy through exercise. You can let it out through singing really loudly in the shower or at karaoke, or through sexual activities, like, or through creative expression. Like, there's so many different ways to do it, but you're letting something go and it feels good. Oh, we have bearing fruit. It took me a second. This is a very prosperous energy. We have the number 12 here, which reduces to 3, which is the Empress's number. So prosperity, fertility, you know, there's that message about children. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, prosperity, abundance, and your hard work is paying off. We had that message with the sun about you guys having some brilliant idea that you're gonna implement, and that is gonna make you very successful. And I think that this is definitely referring to that. And also with health, maybe this is like encouraging you guys to eat more fruit. You guys could also be getting into gardening, because we spoke about new hobbies, and this is like fruits, and there's a tree. You might be getting into gardening or some kind of outdoor activity, something that you can do in nature. Some of you guys might also be getting a companion animal, or because you're working less, which I picked up before, you can spend more time with the companion animal that you already have. I'm not sure if this border is, I think it's orange. I can't tell if it's red or orange, but these cards are all related to a certain chakra. But I'll just give you both, the root chakra and the sacral chakra. That might be some advice for you guys. Even this is a reddy orangey color. To improve your health and to release negative energy, working on, well, your sacral chakra is going to be on fire. Like that creative, sensual, sexual, attractive energy emanating from you, that's going to be like your sacral chakra is really burning up in a good way. Root chakra is about feeling secure, feeling comfortable in your body. You guys might be working on developing a healthy self-image of yourself, body positivity or body neutrality, whichever you prefer or whatever you're aiming for. Some of you guys have been struggling with anxiety, and I feel like that's about to get a lot better. Because the root chakra energy, this red energy, it's about feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling like you're down on earth and in your body and not like spiraling up in your head. So you're a lot more calm, you're a lot more centered. And then finally we have gratitude. The letter G might be significant for some of you guys, which for some reason, I felt like mentioning this letter out of all of them. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So you guys are definitely going to be feeling incredibly grateful for where you are in a year from now. I'm hearing you're going to be grateful that you didn't give up on yourself, and you're going to be grateful that you're, back to being your real authentic self, and grateful for these amazing opportunities and abundance that is coming your way. If you're in your Empress energy, it means that you can freely create whatever your heart desires. And I would say to start practicing this gratitude now, because gratitude is going to become like a magnet to even more blessings. Even if you don't, like, I want to say this applies in a spiritual sense and even in a practical sense. So I'm sure I shouldn't make assumptions, but maybe you guys, since you're like on a tarot video on the spiritual side of YouTube, you believe in like manifestation and the law of attraction, and if you put out a grateful energy, you're going to receive more blessings. But even if you don't believe that there's some spiritual mechanism like that where the universe is like, oh, this person is grateful, I'm going to favor them, practicing to put yourself in a grateful mindset will make you more aware. It's like you're training your brain to seek out those things. The same way, like if you have a negative mindset, you're going to fixate on problems, and your brain is always going to be looking for things to be upset about and looking for things that are wrong. So you can think of this as a spiritual thing of the universe favoring you. I personally believe both are true. But you can also think of it as just like you're reprogramming your mind. You're retraining your brain to see the silver linings, to see the happiness, to see the things to be grateful for. And the more you tell your brain to do that, it's malleable, right? So it will learn, and it will start to do that naturally, so that when you step outside, all you see is things to be happy about. And this is the kind of like, I just heard infectious. This is the kind of infectious positive energy that you guys have. I'm also getting like Knight of Wands energy from you guys. But people love to be with you, around you. They love to be in a room with you. When they're around you, they just get so motivated and so excited. Like that positivity just rubs off on them. Let me drink some water, and feel free to drink some water too. That's also very healthy. Okay. Oh, that's so nice. I put ice in it. Okay, so we are going to move into the tarot part of this reading now. So just in case you guys didn't see the intro, I'm not going to be looking at specific life areas in this part. I'm just going to leave it open to what spirit wants to show you. So like whatever is important will come up. If there's an important development in your love life, then love will come up. If there's an important development in your career, career will come up. you guys get the picture. So it's like whatever significant things Spirit wants to bring to your attention, those are the life areas that we're going to look at. And then once it is evident what Spirit wants to talk about, then I'm going to switch the deck, and then we'll pull some clarifiers and some further details with that one. Maybe just for a few of you out there, but some of you guys are maybe thinking of designing your own like oracle deck or your own tarot deck. Also, some of you guys, I see you like designing websites for people or writing copy for people, or you should start offering those services. All right. So for group number 3, what do they need to know about? What are the significant developments, events, changes in the next year? Woo! How many is that? 1, 2, oh my God, it's 5. Do I take? Sure. I'll take all of them. Oh, 5 cards came out and like you guys got number 5. And I'm not surprised that the cards are being extra because it's just such a vibrant, like energetic energy. We have the Page of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. How am I gonna fit all of these? Okay, let's go like this. And then I'll put this here and I'll put these here. And then I think that you can see everything. So it's really cool that we have the Page of Wands here because this talks about new creative ideas, new creative endeavors, embarking on a new journey. With the Page of Wands, I feel like this bright, brilliant young spirit who is stepping into a new world, and anything is possible for them. Like they literally have the world in the palm of their hand. So you guys are, yeah, I think we spoke about this before a lot. Starting a new project, a new business venture, a new creative endeavor. Some of you guys might be traveling or relocating. It's like you're starting a new, fresh life that is authentic to you and that really, really lights you up. And that really makes you passionate. I'm also noticing that there's a dog here, and we were speaking about companion animals. So you guys might have a spirit friend who is in a dog's body, who is either with you or who is looking for you, waiting to be adopted. Or it could be a different animal as well. But I just mentioned that since there's a dog here. Oh my gosh, and the dog's third eye is like lit up. Some of you guys might have a really, really like special bond with your pet. Like it goes beyond the average like pet and human relationship. Like yeah, people love their pets, but I would die for my animal. Like some of you guys feel this really, really close bond, and you might actually have a spiritual connection with your companion animal. And yeah, some of you guys have this soul who is like following you around from lifetime to lifetime and is always finding you and is always your loyal companion and is always by your side. So if you guys feel a really, really close bond or like a deep familiarity with your companion animal, you probably do have a soul connection to them. You probably had past lives with them. But yes, this card is showing me you guys embarking on a new journey. And the 4 of Crystals, okay. 2 things with the 4 of Crystals. One is that you have divine protection. This is my personal interpretation that I always see with the 4 of Pentacles. You have angelic protection with you. And so as you embark on this new journey, you're going to be safe, you're going to be protected, and your success is going to be assured. So your angels want you to know that, and they want you to be at ease. They're saying, be at ease, we've got you. They want you to feel safe. The other one is that you're being encouraged to start saving money or to start doing research about how you can be more smart with your money or how you can make your money work for you. So you guys might be like, maybe you're gonna start like budgeting and learning how to manage your finances and be more conscious of the money that's coming in and out, and you know, keeping a record of that. Or maybe you guys are starting to learn about investing, or like retirement plans and things like that. You know, learning how to like set yourself up for a secure future and be smart with your money. Or, oh, and actually, maybe some of you guys, if you'd been struggling with like, you know, feeling dissatisfied with your life or struggling with mental health, maybe one of the side effects of that was like impulse buying or like retail therapy or something like that. And as you start to become more fulfilled and feel more like whole and complete within yourself, maybe you don't feel the need to spend all of this money anymore. So you're just naturally saving money. But there's something about you guys like saving money and being smarter about your money, because you're going to need it for your new adventure. The Three of Wands is about expansion. Some of you guys, actually maybe a lot of you guys, are traveling. I don't know if it's like you're relocating somewhere, or if you're just like a nomad, you know, like you work from your computer and you travel to different places, or if you're going on more vacations in a year from now or something like that. But like there's a big adventure that you guys are going on, and your angels are asking you to save up for it so that you can support yourself through it, and so that you can do everything that you want to do. They may also be encouraging you to save up to expand your business. So like, I'll use myself as an example. I don't know if I will have announced or done anything by the time this video is up, but I'm like working on a little other project right now. And like when you're in the planning stages, it requires some investments of time and money that, you know, hopefully you're gonna get back and make a profit, but you have to like set some money aside for the initial stages of, you know, preparations and things like that. You know, money for like, let's say you need to spend money for advertising, or you need to spend money for product samples, or to rent an office or something like that, plane tickets. Make sure that, well, your angels are going to make sure that you're materially supported for whatever it is that you need to do here. Then we have the King of Swords here, and this actually came out in someone else's reading. I think it was group 2. And it's giving me kind of similar vibes here. Like this is someone who feels at the top of their game. Some of you guys might be like an employer if you're not already. Like you're growing your own business to the point where now you need to employ people and delegate tasks, because King of Swords often gives me like project manager-y kind of vibes, or like the brains behind the mission, the person who is organizing all of the people, all the moving parts, and keeping tabs on all the stuff that is getting done. So you're like the leader of some kind of operation. I was even feeling like at the start with the dice that you guys were assuming some kind of leadership role. If you're not organizing, like if that doesn't resonate, you're not organizing like people and employees and stuff like that, this just might be like you really need to whip yourself into shape to be really mentally focused, really organized, have a place for everything, because you could be dealing with a lot of items or a lot of spreadsheets or a lot of lists or a lot of, I don't know, emails. Make sure that everything is organized well. I know it's a pain in the ass to organize everything at first, but you will thank yourself later. It will be so much easier if you have systems to organize everything, so that when you're looking for something, you know exactly where it is. Oh my God, the first time I did my like income tax, it was a mess, because I didn't organize anything properly. I didn't have any spreadsheets. I just had like an envelope full of receipts and a freaking like paper notebook, and it was a disaster. And I was like calculating everything. Don't be like me. And it's funny because I just remembered one of the things I often say with the King of Swords is like someone who can teach you from their own mistakes. Like they've already done the thing, they've already made the mistakes, and they can tell you what to do and what not to do to be more efficient. Some of you guys might want to seek out like, you know, like an advisor, a counselor, Like, what should I do with my money? How should I organize my business? If you guys have been feeling like you want to invest in that kind of education, or, you know, get advice from someone who's been there and done that, or like an expert on it, I definitely think that you're being encouraged to do so. And then finally, we have the Queen of Cups, which I love so, so much. This is also a very nurturing energy. If someone's having like a kid, or has kids, or has animals, or because there's this feeling of like you're taking care of someone, you're nurturing someone, and it's really, really emotionally fulfilling for you. I guess this could be that you are doing a career that moves a lot of people, that makes a lot of people feel things, that makes people feel accepted and seen and safe and touched. Because when it comes to the Queen of Cups, it's like you're doing something that is involved with emotions, whether you're helping people sort through their emotions, or you are evoking certain emotions out of people, or you're just really emotionally invested in what you do. That's the kind of vibe that the Queen of Cups gives me. And when she comes up in a reading like this, I'm like, okay, this is someone who needs an emotional investment in what they do. Like, some people can just think of their job as like, I'm gonna go and make my money and get out of there and then do the stuff that I actually like. But I think that this group particularly, you need that level of emotional investment. You need to feel like fulfilled by what you're doing and actually like it. The Queen of Cups can also talk about heightened intuitive abilities, so that could be something that is really popping off for you guys in the next year. And something that might be a little bit counterintuitive is that I think the more that you work on these lower energy centers, like the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the more your relationship with the divine, and the more your relationship with, I want to say, like hidden realms, your psychic abilities are really, really going to heighten. I guess it seems counterintuitive because like the lower chakras are more in your body, more lower to the ground, but the more centered you are, the more calm your mind is going to be. I feel like when we're anxious and it's true. When we're anxious and we have all this mental chatter and we're worried about a million things, it is really hard to hear our intuition or to trust the messages that are coming through. So these grounding practices that I think you guys will be inclined to do, if you're not doing them already, it's really going to help with your emotional stability, with your mental clarity, and thus picking up intuitive messages. I also think the Queen of Cups is here to confirm to you guys that what you have felt for yourself intuitively in terms of your future, in terms of the blessings coming your way, you're absolutely right in that. Even if it's something I did not mention in this reading, like if there's something else that you guys feel like, oh, in a year from now, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be in this place, I'm going to be with this person or people, whether it was mentioned here or not, I feel like the Queen of Cups, and I just saw the camera is at 3333, which is the Empress number that we spoke about before. The Queen of Cups is here to tell you that your intuition is accurate. That's where I was going with that. So let's get into the next deck. This one's gonna be hard. Like for the other groups, I kind of picked out like, okay, what's the most significant thing that Spirit wants to talk to you about here? And then I pulled some further details for that. But you guys got so much. Like we have your new adventure, your business expansion, your companion animals and or children, like financial planning, organizing, leading a group, intuitive gifts heightening, like we talked about so many things. So I think I'll just leave this next part open as well. All right, so group number 3. What else should group number 3 know about their life in 1 year from now? We have the 8 of Swords. I dropped that on the floor. What do we have here? Ooh, we have Death, which I actually very much like that's coming out next to the Eight of Swords. Scorpio energy could be significant, by the way. Man, you guys just have, they are just flying out. Okay, we also have the Three of Cups, and oh my God, I'm about to, I almost just like got up out of my chair and walked away. Like, I'm done. Oh, I love this energy. Okay, I'm gonna read them like this. I feel like this is a thought and this is a thought. So first of all, I want to point out that these people kind of look significant. Like, they have the white dress and I think that person has white hair, like long white or silvery hair. To me, these are the same person. The Eight of Swords is about mental blockages, like the mental restrictions that you put on yourself. I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not blank enough, I don't have enough blank. You know, keeping yourself confined and keeping yourself in your box, really ultimately because of a lack of confidence or because you have an overly critical mind. The Eight of Swords keeps you constrained, I think is the word. It keeps you hidden. It keeps you from doing what you really want to do. So that's why I really like that the Death card is next to this, because I think that version of you is effectively dying. Like, we've spoken about how confident you guys are becoming, how you're coming back to your vibrant self. I think it's really, really interesting how, you know, Death is coming to set this person free. This person looks younger than this person. So like, I feel like when you go through this transformation, you're gonna feel like years younger. You're gonna feel more vibrant. You're gonna feel more energetic. We were speaking about you guys having that youthful and childlike energy to you, and I think that is coming back. Death is actually coming to bring something back to you. Like, the version of you that had died is coming back to life, and this version of you is no longer, well, I don't want to say that a part of you is not welcome. That's not very nice, but the thoughts that were plaguing you and the fear that was getting to you is no longer welcome. So that's definitely what this is talking about. I also want to point out that, you know, we had this card, the Four of Crystals, which was talking about you being protected and on the right path. It's the number 4 that makes me think that. And Death is also a number 4 card. So it talks about like cycles, it talks about the natural order of things, and that you are protected. And maybe that sounds kind of like a weird message for Death, like you're safe, you're on the right path, you're protected. But it's that feeling of like, don't be afraid, because this is not the end, it's just the beginning of a new cycle. And we will safely carry you to this new cycle. So then we have number 3s and 4s might be significant for you guys, like 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. This reduces to 3. There's a lot of 3s and 4s here. Oh, maybe actually like the months of March and April might be significant for you guys. Or like, if that already passed when you're watching this, like the next 3 to 4 months could be significant for you guys. But these are cards that talk about happy unions, and it's so funny because like, I would think of the Four of Wands as like a twin flame, soulmate, that kind of union, and the Three of Cups as a soul family union. So it's like all the people that you're meant to be with are here. The whole gang is here. That's what I want to say with this. This is, yeah, it talks about a happy union. It talks about a marriage. We've been speaking a lot about, maybe some of you guys are like getting married and having children, or you get to spend more time with your spouse and children if you already have a family, or like someone close to you is getting married and having children, or you meet the person that you're gonna marry and have kids with. You guys get the picture. But there's a lot of that kind of symbolism throughout this reading, which is very interesting and very exciting. The Four of Wands also speaks about like a successful project, which is amazing because we're getting that message a lot for you guys. Your projects will be successful. You will be fulfilled. You will be paid off. You will get the recognition you want, like successful on all fronts. And it talks about domestic happiness, a happy home life as well. So It makes sense if you guys are coming into a union and maybe you're living together, or maybe you're spending more time at home with your family and that's making you really happy, or there's an animal in the house that's making you really happy. Some of you guys might be like changing homes or sprucing up your home, renovating, redecorating, or something like that. I do see that with the Four of Wands sometimes, but the Four of Wands is such a happy card. I think it's one of the happiest cards in tarot. And it's also, and in this deck, it actually looks like 1111. It's the wish fulfillment card. So the Queen of Cups already confirmed to you that the things you intuitively feel for yourself are true, whether it was mentioned in this reading or not. And the Four of Wands also, it's about like your destiny is coming to you. Your wishes are going to be fulfilled. So you have double confirmation of that. Three of Cups, like I said, it's not all the time that it makes me think of soul family, but in this reading, it definitely is. So I do think you guys are having a soul family reunion. And I am, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try not to space out, but sometimes, sometimes when the energy gets too like exciting or too intense, I kind of like what would you call it? It's like I'm overheating and I stop functioning for a second. But yes, I think that this is a soul family reunion. This is like a group of friends, soul siblings, and there's also kind of a very playful energy to the Three of Cups as well. So I think this matches really well. You guys could be meeting new friends as a result of your travels, or as a result of the new hobbies that you guys are doing, the new activities that you guys are trying out. This might be like-minded friends who are into the same things as you and you bond over that. And I'm just seeing like friends who go out to eat and drink together and are just like chit-chatting away and laughing and having a good old time and not worrying about their responsibilities, or, you know, not worrying about those heavy, serious things, and just completely letting go and laughing your face off and enjoying that part of life. There's a lot of pleasure, I should say, in these cards. And I think you guys are starting to value pleasure a lot more, and you're not seeing it as a frivolous thing or like something that you'll do if you have time. You're seeing it as a priority. Like you're seeing it as the very essence of life, as the very meaning of life. It's to have fun. It's to make enjoyable memories with your loved ones. Like that's all it's about at the end of the day. And I'm so happy for you guys to be in such a joyful energy. It's really so nice to see. I love this energy for all of you, and I wish all the best for all of you who chose this group, or any group. But oh, I just got a little moved there. Is there anything else that I want to say with the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands? I think that is it. So I'm going to end this reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, my music channel will be linked down below as well. I'm sending you guys lots of love, wishing you an amazing 12 months ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number fours. So if you guys chose the Muscovite with Lepidolite, I think this is such a freaking cool stone. This is going to be a reading all about your life in 1 year from now. So I'm going to start off this reading by rolling the astro dice, and I'm actually going to roll these one at a time, and we are going to see the biggest change for you, the biggest blessing for you, and the biggest challenge for you in one. Okay. Usually when stuff like that happens, I would think it's, you know, a confirmation or to strengthen what I'm saying, but I don't think I even got into any messages yet. I was just breaking down the blessings and changes and challenges. So maybe the year ahead's just going to be really, really eventful. A lot of things changing for you guys. Let's roll the first die and see what is your biggest change? And we have the number 5. This is actually the same as number 3. I mean, the same number that group 3 got with this die. I don't know if you guys were drawn to group 3 as well, but there might be something there for you. This is related to the 5th house in astrology, which is a lovely house in my opinion. It's all about fun and leisure and creativity, hobbies, art, expression, children or childlikeness. So this is telling me that this is going to be a very, very fun year for you guys. The word vacation is coming to my mind. So you guys might be going on an amazing vacation, going to your dream travel destination. Some of you guys are also like going on a honeymoon or going to like a destination wedding, perhaps one that was postponed before because of the panorama and now it's able to happen. Or you could be working less or doing work that is more enjoyable. I also see you getting to spend time with your favorite people. So your family, your friends, your children, if you have children, your loved ones. There's a feeling of everybody like congregating together and celebrating. I think this is going to be a very, very joyful year for you. I also think this is a very creative year for you. So even if you have never been like creative or artistic before or anything like that, I do think there's a very high likelihood that you would get into something like that in the next year. Like something's going to inspire you. Maybe you see someone who's doing this certain art form and you think it's very, very beautiful and you want to try it too. Or like you used to do it a long time ago and that passion is sparked again and you get back to it. I think this is a year ahead where things that were on the back burner, you're getting back to them because, and I said this for group 3 as well, this means that you're starting to prioritize fun and pleasure again. It doesn't seem like something that is frivolous anymore or like I'll get to it when I have time. It's a priority because you understand how much it helps your mental health, how much it helps your well-being, how much it inspires and even brings joy to others around you. Like, it's very, very important. Enjoying the arts is very important. Enjoying yourself and expressing yourself is very important. So this is something that you're going to be prioritizing a lot. I'm also hearing like, I think expo is the word, or exposition or exhibition maybe. You know, when you get a gallery and you can display your art there and people can come and see it. Some of you guys will be doing something like that, or maybe some of you guys are like playing at a festival or something. Like you're getting an opportunity to expose yourself and expose what you have been working on. Of course, that's like for those of you who are in the arts, but I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be getting into that. And I think in general, you're going to start making your decisions more based on what you genuinely want to do and what you would genuinely want to enjoy, rather than like what you should do, what is practical, what other people expect you to do. You're like, heck, life is short, so I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I think in this way, you're not taking yourself or taking your life so seriously anymore. And you're going through life with a lot less weight on your shoulders. So this is a really awesome energy to start off with. No, this one is next. We're gonna see what your biggest blessing is. And this is the South Node. So the South Node talks about our past, about cycles that we've already completed, but this is coming through when it comes to a blessing. So something favorable about your past is going to be coming back. And actually, maybe for some of you, it's that creative art, that hobby, that passion that we were talking about. Something that you used to love doing, but then you got really tied up in your responsibilities, or you just lost motivation, you didn't have the same inspiration anymore. You're getting time to do it again, or you're getting the motivation to do it again. Also, and I think this is a message that I've seen before with these very similar energies, but some of you guys will be falling back in love with something that you did when you were younger or when you were a child, but it wasn't fun then because you were forced to do it. So like, for example, let's say in English class, you hated reading novels and you hated analyzing storylines and you hated writing essays because you had to do it, because you were getting graded on it, and that just like took all of the fun out of it. But now as an adult, you are getting into it on your own terms and there's no pressure. It's something that's purely for fun, and you realize like, wow, I actually love reading. I actually love, like, maybe you're gonna join a book club, or you're going to write essays or make video essays as your hobby, and you realize, like, I never disliked this. I actually really like it, and I'm actually really good at it, but it was the pressure that I didn't like. It was the expectation. It was the stifling environment that I didn't like. When I'm allowed to be creative and when I'm allowed to do it my own way, it's actually very, very fun. And of course, this could also be like a musical instrument that you were forced to do, or a physical activity that you were forced to do. You're coming back to it on your own terms and falling in love with it. This could also be a reunion with someone that you're in separation with, that you haven't seen in a long time, whether there was, a specific falling out, or life just happened and you kind of drifted apart. Someone who is not really in your life anymore, but that you would really, really like back in your life. I feel like this is also a really strong indication that they would be coming back into your life, and that you would have a very happy reunion with them. You could also be visiting a place that is very, very nostalgic. Like, I'm in a very nostalgic place right now, or going back to the neighborhood where you grew up in, or your friend's house that you haven't been in years, or like a country or city, your hometown that you haven't been in ages. A place that feels familiar, a place that feels nostalgic. All right, so now let's see. I'm shaking this very violently. What is gonna be the biggest challenge for you guys? And we have Libra. So there's something about a relationship or a partnership that is going to be challenging for you guys. Now, based on what we saw here, I'm not really getting the vibe that this is going to be a personal relationship. So it could be like, okay. I was gonna say it could be like a work partnership, or a partnership that is more transactional, or one that you feel more like obligated to. And then what started coming through is that, you guys are stepping into this energy of doing your own thing, getting back to what you love, expressing yourself authentically. So with this Libra energy here, you might be struggling a bit with people-pleasing energy, or not wanting to be confrontational. Like, you're kind of learning how to stand up for yourself and do what is best for you, learning how to establish your boundaries better. Now, of course, if that resonates for you in one of your personal relationships, please feel free to claim that. But I did get the feeling that it might be like a business partnership, or like a work relationship, or someone in your community that you're kind of learning how to stand your ground and not feel bad about putting yourself first. I think that this is what the Libra energy is talking about. So it's not necessarily about like a falling out or a tension or fighting in a relationship, but it's like, it's about maintaining the balance where I'm caring for you, but I'm also caring for me. I'm also prioritizing my best interests. I'm also standing up for myself. You guys need to maybe restore that balance. So it's funny because I don't know if you can tell, but my throat was getting really like scratchy when I was saying that. So there might be a throat chakra blockage here, like a fear of speaking up, a fear of asserting yourself, a fear of saying no. When Libra comes out in a challenging way, it does tend to give me that like people pleasing, fear of confrontation kind of energy, or like fear of people being mad at me, fear of people not liking me. And I think you guys are realizing like people are allowed to be mad at me, and people are allowed to not like me. Like, if I'm living the life the way I want to and I'm not hurting anyone, like it's nobody's business. So yeah, that's very challenging. I've had to learn that lesson. I'm still learning it. I know that's tough. So I definitely feel you guys on this one. All right, so we are going to move into the oracle cards now to see what else you guys can expect in 1 year from now. We have personal growth. I love this so much. You guys are going to be yes, this is related to Leo energy as well, by the way. So we have Leo and Libra energy here. But I was going to say, Leo is the energy of pride, you know, like a proud lion. And I feel like you guys are going to be so proud of the person that you are in 1 year from now. So proud of your confidence, so proud of your ability to stand up for yourself and go after what you love. You're going to be so proud of your relationships and the people surrounding you. And also, I think the you in 1 year is proud of you now, is proud of you for taking the steps that you're taking, and is very, very grateful for you. I also think this can be speaking about spiritual growth, because this card reminds me of the crown chakra. It has that like deep purpley color. It has the number 7. The crown chakra is the 7th chakra. So I do think that you're going to be growing a lot spiritually as well. And I just noticed we have Libra, which is about partnerships, South Node, past lives. So maybe there's going to be some like fated partnerships coming to you in the next year, you know, people that you knew from a past life, or you're going to start recognizing, you know, people who are already in your life, like my boss, my mom, my crush. I knew you from a past life. You might be starting to get downloads about these kinds of things, or really vivid dreams about them. But yeah, I would throw spiritual and psychic growth into here as well. We also have, oh my gosh, it's another number 7. We have harmony and we have another number 7. The camera really wants to focus on this card. Personal growth and harmony. It looks like you guys are really, really cultivating inner peace. And I feel like I've been seeing this kind of message quite a bit in the past couple months. So I really hope that this is a collective thing. And I hope that we're all moving towards this energy, because this is amazing. This is like unshakable inner peace, unmesswithable. Like, this is my inner peace bubble. You cannot come into here. You can't come into here and disrupt my inner peace. Those are the healthy boundaries that you have. I feel like you guys used to let anyone and everyone, whether it was in person or virtually, like come into your bubble and fuck up your space and make you anxious and like, you know, stressing over what you said and did and what they're thinking about you. And like, not anymore. No one's allowed in your bubble except for the worthy ones, except for the ones that you really, really love. Those that you are in harmony with, those that you're on the same wavelength, on the same vibration with. So I think you guys are becoming a lot more selective about who and what gets to be around you, who you're taking in, what you're taking in and what you're putting out. You can think of this as like a protective filter. So your vibe is going to be immaculate in 1 year from now. And people are, I feel like you're going to give off that energy. Like, I'm super kind, I'm super compassionate, but don't mess with me because I'm not going to take any crap from you. And look, we have tender embrace with the number 22. So definitely there's some kind of fated partnership energy going on here. One with a lot of passion as well with this 5th house. And this card is related to the heart chakra because the number has this green border on it. So beautiful, beautiful partnerships for you. I am kind of getting the feeling that a lot of these partnerships are already in your life, and you probably already know who these people are and probably already love them. And we're letting you know with this card, like, these people are going to stick around. These people are still going to be in your life. Elephants make me think, I guess because they're like wrinkly and they move slowly, it makes me think of someone you're going to grow old with and someone you're going to be with for a long, long time. And I think that these are the types of connections that you guys are cultivating. Your social circle might shrink in the next year, but I think you're actually going to be happy about that. I think you're going to be relieved. Some of you guys are going from like a wide circle of acquaintances to a very small group of loving and trusted friends that you have a very intimate relationship with. And I think you guys are kind of over like, you know, small talk and casual acquaintances or casual flings or things like that. You want the real thing. You want something long term. You want someone you can really, really trust. And I think you guys, it's like you're not going to give your energy to people that you don't really like admire and really want to be like, whether that's like talking to them, or I was thinking more like, I don't know, it came up like having, you know, physical relationships with people. It's like some of you guys are like, I'm not gonna get close with people in that way unless I would want to be like them, or I would want to be like their energy. You know, very, very selective about the energy that is around you, and that's gonna bring really amazing connections into your life. And then we have surrender. I can release my need to control. I love this message for you guys because, like I mentioned before, there was a feeling of a weight being lifted for you. Like, there's so many things I think that you care about now and that you worry yourself over now, that in a year from now you're gonna like laugh and be like, oh my god, that didn't matter at all. Especially when it comes to like people's thoughts of you or how you determine your self-worth. Maybe you're really like micromanaging yourself and analyzing everything you do. Some of you guys might have been quite hard on yourself, and that's something you're working on releasing. But I see you in a much more, you have zest for life. That's what it is. You're developing more of a zest for life and just living in the moment and not worrying about the future so much, because you know that you're in good hands. First of all, the physical support system, physical as in humans, support system around you is so strong. And you also know that you have a lot of divine support with your spiritual gifts increasing. So you're like, I know that I can let go because I'm good. You know, like I can let go of the wheel because I'm in a self-driving car, I'm in a divinely driven car, and everything's going to be okay. And I think that's something that's going to come naturally to you in a year's time. I just wanted to mention, because we have 7s on this side and then we have 22, so like July 22nd might be a significant date, or it could also be like July 7th or something. But yeah, in terms of zodiac signs so far, we have Leo and Libra. So that could be like your sign or the sign of someone significant. It could also be a window of time that's going to be important, like between Leo and Libra season, which is roughly late July to late October. But yes, okay, let's get into the tarot now. So, no, this one. I'm going to use this one first. I'm going to use 2 different decks for this part. And just in case you guys didn't see the intro, I'm not going to be like looking at specific life areas. I'm just going to leave it open to spirit of like whatever is important for you guys to know. So like if love is important, a love message will come up. If career is important, a career message will come up. You know, like that. So whatever spirit wants to bring to your attention with regards to the next year, that's what we're going to see. And then once it becomes evident what spirit wants to talk to you about, then we're going to switch over the decks and just pull some further clarifying cards, get some additional details and advice for the year ahead. So let's see for group number 4. Spirit, what does group number 4 need to know about the year ahead? What areas of life are going to be the most significant? We have the 5 of Wands. Okay, we have Justice, so even more Libra energy. And I can, oh yeah, that's so cool. 5, Justice, Libra, so that matches. Oh, interesting. And then we have the Moon. So there's some Pisces energy here as well. And then also this die just got moved over to Sagittarius. So far you guys got a doorbell and a phone ringing. I don't know, maybe Spirit's gonna be like really vocal with the signs and synchronicities for you guys, like popping up everywhere to give you confirmation, but that is very weird. All right, so this die got turned over to Sagittarius energy, so that might be significant for you guys, like somebody is a Sagittarius, or there could be travel involved for you guys in the next year, or you may be pursuing higher education. Also, Sagittarius is a very lucky energy, so this could just be Spirit saying that luck is on your side. But let's take a look at these tarot cards here. There's a pretty clear message coming to me, and it does tie into what we spoke about at the start of the reading. We have spoken about you guys living a much more enjoyable life, a much less stressful life, where you're unbothered, like you know what matters and what doesn't matter. You prioritize what's important to you, and it brings you a lot of joy, and you have a lot of inner peace. But I want to tell you with the 5 of Wands, like this journey to get to that place is not going to be a walk in the park. And I know that that might sound like scary or discouraging, but I think Spirit is showing you this to say, like, if you're struggling to get to that place right now, if you're struggling to get into this energy, it's okay, because it's not easy. And if you're struggling, there's nothing wrong with you. I don't know if I feel confident to say everyone struggles with it, because I haven't spoken to everyone in the world, but a lot of people struggle with this, and there's nothing wrong with you. The Five of Wands, I do think this is, I was gonna say, I do think this is speaking about an inner conflict, and this particularly makes me think of a very frazzled mind. It's that kind of inner conflict where you have like 5 different voices saying different things to you at once, and you're like, oh my God, can you just leave me alone? So you guys might really be the type to overanalyze everything, like every interaction, every decision that you make. I do think with Justice, you guys just want to like make the decisions that makes everybody happy, and make sure that you're doing the right thing, and make sure that you're not hurting anyone. And that's an amazing way to be, but Justice is also about balance. So it's one thing to consider others when you're making a decision, make sure you're not hurting anyone. But if you go too far with that, you start to think of like every little way you could minorly inconvenience someone, or like mildly annoy somebody, or they could think this and that and that and that about you. And some of you guys might even be like projecting your own insecurities onto other people. Like you think everybody must be thinking that I'm so XYZ, when actually this is how you feel about yourself, and no one else is thinking that about you, but you project it onto them. There could be a little bit of that going on with this group. But yeah, I sense a very strong like overthinking, overanalyzing, frazzled kind of energy with this Five of Wands. This is kind of a tough transition for you guys to go through, but you are going to get there. Maybe like it could be that one day it just clicks for you and you're like, this doesn't matter anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm at peace. For others of you, it might be something more gradual, but you will get there. And then, you know, the Five of Wands also talks about external conflict, like conflict with other people. So, you know, we were speaking about this Libra energy being your challenge. If you're someone who really wants to keep the peace and doesn't want to upset anyone, you could be very, very afraid of conflict and very afraid of confrontation, like we spoke about before. And I think this is also something that you guys are working on. Like, you're learning how to not be afraid of that and speak up. And I think more often than not, you're going to find that when you do stand up for yourself and you do state your boundaries and you do turn things down, it's going to go well. It's going to go peacefully. I think a lot of the time you guys are going to be surprised how peacefully things go compared to the scenario that you played out in your head, because you have a way of like thinking of the worst possible thing that could happen in any scenario. And the reality is always way better than that. And, you know, the odd time that you are dealing with like kind of an asshole, like, sorry for my language, but if you're dealing with someone who's going to be salty about you asserting your boundaries, or who is going to give you a hard time, or who doesn't respect your boundaries, you're still going to be able to understand that that's not your problem. Like, them getting angry at you is not your problem, because at the end of the day, it's your boundaries, it's your time, it's your body, it's your life, and that's just it. Like, they're coming into your space and getting mad, that's a personal issue. So I think, and this is something that you're going to learn over time, and it might take a little bit of like exposure therapy, as I would call it. It might take like someone getting angry at you, or someone expressing a negative opinion about you, and you realize like, oh, nothing happened. I didn't die, and I went on with my life, and they stayed bitter, and they suffered from that more than I did. Maybe it takes what you feared actually happening to you, and so you realize that it was never that big of a deal, and then you're set free in that way. But I just want you guys to know that you will definitely get over this. And with the Justice energy here, this is all about partnerships. This is all about, you know, energy being in alignment, energy being a match, because it's the scales that are in balance. And we have this beautiful number 22 here as well. So I think in your relationship area, romantic relationships, friendships, family, there is going to be so much peace here. I also think the Justice card is speaking about manifestation for you guys, because it makes me think of like what you put in, you're gonna get out. What seeds you plant, you're gonna reap the rewards. What you give is what you get kind of thing. And also what you want wants you. It's that reciprocal kind of energy as well. So I think this is spirit kind of telling you what you want to manifest, or whom you want to manifest, is also trying to manifest you. And the positive intentions and actions that you put towards this are going to be matched equally from the universe, or matched equally from the other party. You guys with Justice in 22, you might be in a situation with a past life person, in a situation where you're mirroring someone else and you're helping each other to grow, because what you see in them would also reflect something that is within you that needs to be healed. So someone might be coming into your life to hold up a mirror to you and to help you heal. So then we have the moon here. Man, like, we saw all of these beautiful blessings that are coming to you, and then spirit is coming in to say like, yeah, but they're not coming without a fight. And I think spirit's just letting you know this so that if you are struggling to get into this energy, you don't think that like something has gone wrong and you're not progressing. I think spirit's here to say like, the challenge that it is to get into this energy and the struggle to get into this energy is part of the process. You know, it's like learning a skill. Inner peace is a skill. Not giving a shit what people think is a skill. Prioritizing your joy is a skill. And I think we need to normalize that not being something that comes naturally. And if we can't do it, then there's something wrong with us. It is a freaking skill, especially when you've grown up in a society that does not really, well, it depends, but grown up in an environment that doesn't really encourage those things. It's just as hard to unlearn something, or it takes as much, no, not as much time, maybe as much effort to unlearn something as it did to learn it. So just know that if you're struggling with this, there's nothing wrong with you. But this is referring to the heightened psychic abilities, because the moon, I always see this as someone who is incredibly psychic. I would like put her on the level up with the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. She has that intuitive psychic ability to her. But the difference between the moon and those other cards is that with the moon, there's this energy of doubt. There's this energy of anxiety. So like where a High Priestess might be able to receive a download and be like, yep, that was a download, I claim it, that's mine, and feel empowered in it, the moon person is like, wait, was that a sign from the universe, or was that in my head? Am I making this up? Am I delusional? And they, you know, and then they get really in their head about it, and then they start feeling guilty. And there's all these voices in their head, like the download came in, and then the voice that questioned the download came in, and then the voice that started feeling like pathetic comes in, and then the voice that feels angry because you're supposed to trust your intuition comes in. And there's a whole inner conflict stew going on in the person's head. So this might be something that you guys are dealing with as well, but your your psychic abilities are like, when the moon comes out, I know that I'm talking to a psychic person. I know that your crown chakra is lit up. You guys have the ability of claircognizance. You have the ability of channeling. So channeling spirit guides, channeling the higher self of somebody. And you also have clairsentience. You may also have empathic ability, so you can pick up on other people's emotions as well. I just had this image of you guys like walking through a physical place, and then you suddenly feel very sad. And you could be picking up on the energy of, you know, like let's say you walk into a Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts and you feel really, really sad. Then you could be picking up the energy of someone who was there like 5 minutes ago and was really, really sad. Or you could be picking up on the energy of an earthbound spirit who is in the vicinity and who is feeling very, very sad. So you have that ability. It's like you pick up the remnants of emotions that were in that space. Or if you're focusing on a person, whether they're with you or very, very far away, you can channel how they are feeling, or you could channel what they want to say. And yeah, that's one that you can definitely feel like delusional, or you could feel like you're making it up, because it's a little bit different than seeing a sign and synchronicity physically out in the world. It's something that comes from within you. You know, like when you're channeling, there's nothing physical showing you, oh, this is where I'm getting my messages from. It is coming from you. So it's really, that can be really, really difficult. But this is all like a skill. This is all like a muscle that you're developing. And I think Spirit just really doesn't want you guys to feel bad, because like, yeah, it is a struggle. It is difficult. But it's going to be worth it. And remember, we said the you in a year from now is so proud of you. And the more I go through this reading, the more I can see why that is. Because you got through it and you made it to this beautiful energy. So I think the biggest thing we want to see is about you guys believing in yourself. So I'm going to pull clarifiers about that. Anything else Spirit wants you to know? Spirit, let's hype up group number 4 a little bit. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Oh, the 2 of Cups. Amazing. The 7 of Swords. And this card just fell on the floor. We have the Hermit, and then we had the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which I think is so, so beautiful. With the Hermit here, we do have Virgo energy, so that's really cool, because like I was saying, between Leo and Libra season might be significant, and Virgo season's like right in the middle of that. So I definitely think that window of like July, August, September, October, that could be quite significant for you guys. Or of course, this could be indicating a Virgo person. But yeah, I think it's very, very sweet that we have the Ace of Cups as the bottom of the deck energy, because this is literally just a card that represents happiness, like a new beginning. There's also a lot of full moons, like full moon, 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 everywhere. Emotions are definitely going to be running high in a year from now, but I think that this is in the best way possible. I think, you know, when your cup is overflowing, this means that you're overflowing with joy, you're overflowing with gratitude. I'm thinking like tears of joy. You guys are going to be so grateful that you made it through this struggle, that you've come to this place of confidence, that you have the most amazing loved ones and the most amazing friends and partner that you could ever ask for. So grateful that you get to do the things that you enjoy. I think this is going to be very, very emotional for you guys. But yes, this is a new beginning in happiness, a new beginning in inner peace, a new beginning in love. For a lot of you, I think there's like a new relationship coming to you, or a relationship is blossoming even more. Because we have the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, Justice. We had this tender embrace, like a very close romantic or like very intimate friendship is blossoming in the next year. And this is also a new beginning when it comes to intuition and psychic abilities. So this was a really lovely card to like sum everything up. Also underneath this, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So any financial issues that you guys are going through right now, I do think that they will be resolved in a year from now. All right, so with the 2 of Pentacles here, the first thing that I thought with this is you guys embracing the duality of you. So first of all, what came so strongly is that you are both spiritual and practical. You are both romantic and idealistic and dreamy, and you're also logical, and you're also grounded, and you don't have to be one or the other. I think you guys maybe have something unconscious in you where it's like the practical, grounded, logical version of me is the normal or acceptable version. And the more spiritual, more abstract, more dreamy, creative version of me is the weird or unacceptable version. So in order to move through the world, I have to put one aspect of me forward and push the other one back. And with the Two of Pentacles here, you're learning how to hold both of them and create space for both of them. And you're not one or the other anymore. Like, I am spiritual and I am also practical. I am kind and compassionate, but I'm also a hard ass when I need to be. I am responsible and smart and educated, and I'm also free, and I'm also sexual, and I'm also expressive. And I spoke about this in a reading before, because especially like women and feminine people, you will know that sometimes society makes us feel like we can't do both. Like, we can't, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, so this can also talk about you being multi-talented and you having multiple projects going. So if this was something that you guys were considering, like starting a new project, starting a side hustle, or something like that, I think that Spirit is totally giving you the green light for that. Or if you guys were thinking like, should I do this project or that project? Should I focus on this talent of mine or that talent of mine? This is probably Spirit telling you guys that you can do both, or that you will be doing both in a year from now. Basically, all of your projects are going to be like getting off the ground in a year from now. And I think that's what this Five of Pentacles in reverse was talking about as well, because this has to do with like, you know, financial lack, financial struggles, material insecurity. Can also deal with like self-worth, wondering if you're worthy for your blessings. So like, any talents that you've wanted to share with the world, or any projects that you've wanted to get off the ground, they are getting off the ground. Even like, I mean, there's a ship in the background, even in the Rider-Waite, but for some reason, yeah, there is. For some reason, they're really standing out to me in this card. Ships are like long-term promising ventures. The camera's really, really focusing on this personal growth. And there's two ships in this card, which is unique to this card. So like, both options that you might be considering, or both things that you might be wanting to do, are long-term promising ventures for you. So, you know, you have this one life and you have these talents, and you deserve to express all of them. You deserve to try your hand at anything that interests you. And Spirit's telling you that you're going to be successful in both. And I think maybe the way this ties in here is that perhaps in the past people told you that like you had to choose one, like, or you couldn't have your eggs in so many different baskets, because then you were going to be a jack of all trades and master of none. Or maybe you have a passion for something that's more like spiritual and artsy, and then you have a passion for something else that's very like practical, very like academic, professional kind of thing. And you didn't feel like you could do both or be both, or people made you feel like you couldn't be both. Like, how can you have this job and then also be a tarot reader? That doesn't make sense. And also, to add to that duality, you're allowed to be spiritual and also be petty sometimes. You're allowed to be spiritual and care about your physical appearance. You're allowed to be spiritual and want money. You're allowed to be spiritual and curse. You know, like, I think you're realizing that you can be everything you want to be. And people who try to say like, oh, you don't fit in with my definition of a spiritual person, or you don't fit in with my definition of this career, so you're not a real XYZ, like, that's their problem, quite frankly. Like, you don't have to understand how I can be both, but I am both. And you don't get to discredit who I am and how I express myself just because it doesn't match with your very, very narrow definition. Like, if people's brains cannot comprehend the magnitude of you and the multifacetedness of you, that is their problem. And maybe your existence is going to kind of like confuse some people. Like, you can't be both, but yes, you can. With the Two of Cups here, we've already spoken about this a lot. It's come out like 3 or 4 times. I guess Spirit really, really just wants to bring the point home that you guys are having beautiful relationships in your life, and that's like I said, what you want wants you. If you guys are longing for a specific person, missing specific person or people, they are longing for you and missing you. And even if you think like you haven't met this person yet, this like fated partnership, they're still longing for you in the same way that you are. So if you're, oh yeah, and you guys like, you're channeling, you're picking up on energy, maybe dreaming about somebody, and all these cards and the number 22, all these numbers that talk about reciprocity, that talk about things being balanced, things being mirrored. Whatever you're feeling is what's going on the other side. So if you're picking up on someone's energy, if you're having some kind of psychic experiences with them, Spirit wants you to know that they're having it too. And for some reason, Spirit added in real time. Like they're having them in real time. I guess like let's say you picked up on a thought from your person. I guess Spirit wants to specify that like when you pick up that thought, that's the thought that they're having right now in this moment. But that was an interesting specification. So yeah, it looks like there's a very, very beautiful relationship that is blossoming for you guys in a year from now. It's very likely someone that you're already going to be like picking up on, feeling their energy, getting to know maybe about the soul connection that exists with them. But with this Seven of Swords here, like you guys are struggling to believe it a bit. It's funny, the Seven of Swords came out in someone else's group, and there's kind of a similar message popping up here where some of you guys like don't think that you would ever be allowed to receive so many blessings. The Seven of Swords has a sneaky getting away with something kind of energy, and lucky for you guys, like when this card came up before, I was struggling so much to come up with like an analogy that really illustrated what I was trying to say, and then I finally found it. So for you guys, I can just skip right to it. It's like if you bought something and the cashier accidentally gave you way too much change, and you're like, is this okay? Like, can I just leave with this? It's like that feeling. But the reality is that the universe didn't make a mistake. The universe actually gave you exactly what you were owed, but maybe because you're not used to receiving that much, you're not used to receiving that many blessings or having that much happiness in your life, or things being so peaceful and easy, you're like, oh no, there must have been a mistake here. I think the universe gave me too much change. I think I'm not supposed to have all this, and I'm actually supposed to give something back. And the universe is like, nope, you can take it. And you're like, oh, well shit, then I better get a move on and get out of here before the universe realizes that they made a mistake. Like you feel like you're being sneaky and making away with some blessings that were not meant for you, but nope, Spirit is like, nope, that was exactly yours. So it looks like, yeah, you guys are just struggling to believe. Seven of Swords talks about things that are like false or deceptive. The Moon talks about illusions, and especially like doubting yourself, wondering if everything is all an illusion, wondering if you're being delusional. No, and I know that it can take more than, you know, some random person on the other side of a screen telling you, but you're not delusional, you're not crazy. You're gonna see why you've been feeling the things that you're feeling, why you've been dreaming about the things that you've been dreaming. They had to be put there for a reason. The doorbell rang for a reason. The phone rang for a reason. That sign was put in your way for a reason. This is also something I think you'll just get used to and get better and better at over time, especially as things start to unfold. Especially as things start to unfold into 3D for you. You will see more and more proof. You will see more and more validation of the things that you are dreaming of. And then finally here we have the Hermit, a very, very spiritually evolved person, very wise person. I think that this Hermit is here to indicate that you guys are an old soul, and also that your path in this life was meant to be a little bit unconventional. The Hermit is someone who goes to the beat of his own drum and just does what is best for him, because he has his own inner compass. So he doesn't really need to look around like, what is everyone else doing? What are the societal norms? He's like, This is my 86,357th year on this earth. I know what I'm doing. I've incarnated 200 times, like, or probably way more than that. Like, I have all of the knowledge that I need in me. And I'm just, that lyric from God is a Woman is coming to me, like, and he see the universe when I'm a company, it's all in me. Like, you have the whole universe in you. You have all of the knowledge in you. And like, if you're if you're looking around at society to see what they're doing, they're saying it's like a PhD asking a preschooler with help with their homework. Wait, not that a PhD has homework, but you know what I mean. It's like you're asking the wrong person. Not that we shouldn't listen to preschoolers, because they probably have very valuable insights, but it's like you're barking up the wrong tree. You're not supposed to be asking this person and that person what you should be doing, because actually you have the best freaking authority on that already built into you. So you're doing your own thing. You have your own lantern to guide the way. You have your own compass to guide the way. And you know best. That's really it. That's really it at the end of the day. You know best. You know what your boundaries should be. You know what feels good and what doesn't feel good to you. You know what you felt. You know what you heard. You know what synchronicities you've experienced, and you know where your soul is calling you to. You know. You just have to relearn that truth. Because it's like too many things along the way, or too many people along the way, like made you question yourself. But what if you don't know? What if I know better than you? That's, damn it. This is the second time in this video that I can't think of the right expression. And all I could think of is that's baloney, but that sounds so lame. That's mumbo jumbo. Like, no. You know the way, you guide the way. Okay? So I think those are all the messages I have for you guys. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below for you as well. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you are interested in listening to that or any of my other songs, my music channel will be linked down below as well. I'm sending you guys lots of love, wishing you an amazing 12 months ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!